balls over the middle. Athletic frame, 6'1", 175. Good hands, and good to see Landon back and able to play a prominent role for this team after dealing with an injury that's carried over from last season. At wideout as well is number 5, Landis Davila, senior. Last week, 5 catches for 60 yards against West. He is Farragut's leading receiver on the year, 14 receptions, averaging 14.2 per catch, a long of 32, and 2 touchdowns for Davila. At running back, it'll be number 3, Troy Lockhart, and number 2, Wyatt Drummey. Kind of consider those two, as we say, the law firm of Lockhart and Drummey. Kind of consider them co-starters, as Lockhart last week, 10 carries, 32 yards, Drummey 12 for 49. On the season, Lockhart has 204 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 5.1 per carry. Drummey's got 213 yards, 1 touchdown, and 5.8 yards per carry for Drummey. The quarterback is senior Cam Duncan. He wears number 6. He's completing 58% of his passes, 568 yards, 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Last week against West, 14 of 29 for 296 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like the way he stood in there. He was sacked 6 times, but still made some tough throws in the face of pressure. So real learning experience, I think, for Duncan, who continues to grow into that quarterback role, team leader role, as a first-year starter, as Farragut's senior quarterback. The place kicker will be Ryan McHugh, the holder Noah Haig, the long snapper Roger McNear. For Cleveland defensively, up front, number 90, Lorenzo Tyson at one end will split time with Ethan Bilbao. Bilbao 215, Tyson 190. Let's see, defensive tackle number 53, Nate Carter. He's a junior. Defensive tackle number 45, A.J. Westfield, 6'3", 270, a sophomore. He goes both ways. He's the H-back at 270 pounds on offense. Defensive end number 25, Anthony Davis, 5'11", 225, a senior. The linebackers, middle linebacker, Camden Lockerbie is 5'6", 170, a senior for Cleveland. Will Backer is number 8, Avery Hughes, 5'10", 190, a senior. The Sam, number 24, Dylan Harold, 5'10", 180, a senior. The cornerbacks, number 3, Aaron Smith, 6', 165, a senior. Athletic young man. He tends to be up playing press coverage on the receivers. I would think that they would try to match him up with Landis Davila. Cornerback, I think on the other side, is going to be number 14, Nathan Shropshire. He'll also be the nickel back when Cleveland goes with that defensive alignment. But he got the majority of the snaps last week, replacing Isaiah Davis, whom Walker Valley was able to get behind a couple of times early in the game. We may see Davis at corner as well. He's a junior, wears number 23. At free safety, number 5, Brian Beard is a senior. And at strong safety, number 1, Micah Jordan, a senior. Cleveland defense is allowing on average 22 points per game and 304 yards, 156 on the ground, 148 through the air. They have 1 takeaway. Cleveland's turnover margin is -2. Meanwhile, Farragut's offense is averaging 25.3 points per game and 305 yards, 116 on the ground, 189 through the air. The Admirals with a turnover margin of +3. Last week, Duncan threw his first interceptions. One was on a tip drill. The other, the receiver, Robbie Jacobs, was obviously held. The official held his flag, and so it was easy pickings for a safety of West. Prior to that, Farragut had fumbled a handoff. So 3 turnovers for the Admirals, but they are +3 turnover margin through 3 games. Looking at Cleveland offensively, Neil Armstrong, number 58, a 265 senior at left tackle. Nate Carter, number 53, is the left guard. He's a junior. The center is number 52, Stonewall Charette, 265, a junior. The right guard, number 61, Joster Canales. He's a 235-pound junior. The right tackle, number 75, William Brantley, is a 305-pound senior, 6'4", 305 pounds. Don't have all the weight, so I can't tell you exactly what Cleveland's offensive line averages. But again, the guys I do have, they're big up front. Charette 265, Canales 235, and Brantley 305. At tight end / H-back, it's number 35, Sam Sarton. A couple of catches on the year for 35 yards. The wideouts, number 2, Braden Carroll. He's the top receiver. 6 catches last week for 58 yards against Walker Valley. 10 receptions on the season, averaging 17.4 per catch. He has 1 touchdown. In the slot, number 10, Lucas Szymborski. And Szymborski's a 6'2", 205 junior. They'll also use him as the Wildcat quarterback. So last year, he's one of the few Blue Raiders who has some stats from a year ago against Farragut. Rushed the ball twice for 10 yards, had 5 receptions for 67 yards, including a touchdown. And at wideout number 3 for Cleveland, Aaron Smith is a senior. The running back will be Isaiah Davis. He rushed for 167 yards against Farragut in 2022, coming off a 57-yard rushing effort against Walker Valley. That was on 13 carries. He's got 163 yards on the season, 5.4 per carry. He's also caught 5 passes for 74 yards and has a touchdown reception. We'll see Brian Beard in the offensive backfield as well, and Micah Jordan too. Jordan's kind of a Swiss Army knife. They'll use him a number of ways, and had him throw a pass last week, a double pass. So he's an outstanding baseball player, good arm, Virginia Tech baseball commitment. So we'll have to keep an eye on him and where he perhaps lines up. The place kicker is Sloan Bolaños. The holder, number 4, Emilio Green, and the long snapper is number 16, Chase Stevens. Wearing that number 16 number, he's eligible to catch a pass on the various two-point conversions that Cleveland might choose to run. So again, got to keep your eyes, got to be aware of everything and on the lookout for just about anything with this Cleveland team. For Farragut defensively, it's Bryce Thompson at defensive end tonight. Kilpatrick is out, so Bryce Thompson, who came in last week and played well both at linebacker and along the defensive front, gets the start. He's a 195-pound junior, had a fumble recovery last week against West. Defensive tackle number 40, Matt Purvis, 6'1", 225, a senior. 10 hits a year ago against the Blue Raiders. He leads Farragut's defensive lineman with 4 tackles for loss. Also a defensive tackle, number 97, Luke Hill, a 200-pound senior. He got a forced fumble last week against West. And at defensive end, number 56, Naol Caro, 6'2", 225, a senior. Farragut's D-line averages 6'1", 211. The backers will be number 7, Jack Alley, 215, a senior. Leads Farragut, of course, with 38 hits, 6 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, a recovery, and broken up pass. Last week, 18 hits against West, 2 tackles for loss. That's when he had the forced fumble and the recovery. Got the ball back for Farragut late in the game. Gave him a chance. And also tipped a pass a week ago. Against Cleveland last year, 10 hits, including a sack for Alley. Also at linebacker, number 34, David Broda, senior, 6 foot, 180. Against West, 11 hits. He's second on the team with 28 total hits on the season. He's got a forced fumble. Strong safety, Kent Carbaugh, 9 hits a week ago, 2 tackles for a loss and a broken up pass. It's weak safety, number 9, Jordan Shepard, the senior. He's got an interception this year. That came in the season opener against Dobbins-Bennett. May see Landon Collins at weak safety as well. And the cornerbacks, well, free safety, I think actually Collins is going to get the start. It'll be either Collins or Landis Davila, and both very capable, of course, at free safety. Davila, the 6'2", 190 senior, 19 hits on the season, 1 interception, a couple of passes that he's broken up. The corners, number 27, Zane Qureshi-Smith, has both a fumble recovery and an interception. And Robbie Jacobs on the other side at corner is a 165-pound junior. He wears number 1. Couple of passes broken up as well as a tackle for loss for Jacobs. The punter, we think, will be Brooks Burnett, and the long snapper is Roger McNear. So that's a look at the lineups. Farragut's defense is allowing on average 23 points per game and 336 yards, 194 on the ground, 142 through the air. Cleveland's offense averaging 31.3 points per game and 336 yards, 216 on the ground, 120 through the air. So we welcome in Brett Clendenin and Tyler Carr. A little quick roundtable discussion here, guys. And last year when Farragut and Cleveland squared off, the Admirals jumped on them pretty early, 14-0. Cleveland did get back to 14-7, but Farragut was up at the break 21-7 and really pulled away in the second half as they got the victory by a final of 42-13. I think the quick start again tonight could be big. This is a Cleveland team that is going to throw everything sort of in the book at you. Onside kicks, go for it on 4th down, even unfavorable down and distance in their own territory. 2-point conversions are commonplace after scores, and so it just kind of feels like to me if you can get on them early, maybe you could have a little bit of a snowball effect.
Yeah, it seems that way. Talking to some of the coaches early in the week, their head coach has studied that guy's name, I forget, but he always goes for it on 4th down, and it's something they like to do, right? They want to play that way. Like I said, go for it on 4th on their own 25. They may even punt it. They may squib it. You don't know what they're going to do. But, yeah, a team like that, if you get on them early and you can really attack early, I feel like they really lose momentum and lose kind of the way they like to play. So, absolutely a fresh start against this one will be huge.
I think also when you look at a team that does things like that, you start thinking, what else do they have to lose? So if you can get them panicking a little bit, it now becomes that chess matchup to where you're down a couple of valuable pieces and you can start taking advantage. One thing that I was really impressed with last week with the Admirals was the change in the offensive line, moving Cabrera to right guard. I felt like that really helped shore up the running game on both sides and really gave a good push for Drummy and Lockhart, or Lockhart and Drummy. I can't remember which way we're going with
Well,
that
we can go it either way. It sounds good either way.
Yeah, it does.
So, we talk a little bit about the unconventional plays. Maybe no need to beat that into the ground, but we'll just see exactly what plays out on the field. But something to be aware of for us as well as our listeners. The other thing to me, guys, that really stands out is limit big plays. Farragut has been really good in the red zone defensively. You look at what the opponents have done. They've scored 3 out of 5 times, only 2 touchdowns. So you'll take that. 60% scoring rate in the red zone by the opposition, only 40% as far as getting the ball into the end zone. And so if you can limit the big plays, I think you got a chance to kind of hold Cleveland underneath well underneath what their scoring average is of 31.3 points. Big plays, though, have been a bit of a bugaboo for the Admirals.
Yeah, when you look at big play potential, Cleveland always has athletes, right? They've got a big front, as Eric mentioned a couple minutes ago. Had that really good receiver that went to Memphis a couple years ago. They've always got big play ability. You really want a team like this to have to drive the field, and they may use all 4 downs, but you want them to limit that. And the Admirals, have been good in the red zone. And bend don't break, we knew was part of the way this defense would play this year, and they've done a pretty good job of it. Need to do a good job of it tonight.
Well, I think also something you got to take into consideration is this defense has sort of grown into its own. You look at it, there's a bunch of players that were playing new positions. Maybe they took on a new role being a first-time starter, sort of mixing and matching some pieces on the defensive line. So I think this defense is finally starting to solidify itself. The return of Landon Collins on both sides of the ball has helped tremendously as well. And I think that you're just going to keep seeing them get better and better and more stingy in the red zone.
And I really don't have anything else to necessarily steer the conversation, but if you guys have anything else that you're particularly interested in seeing tonight, feel free to chime in here before we wrap up.
I would like to know how they did against that Clinton team, because if you look at that Clinton offensive roster, they've got a lot of playmakers. I think they've got some players that are very comparable to Landon and Landis Davila that can give some matchups there. So if Clinton was able to move the ball, I think that bodes well for the passing game for the Admirals tonight.
Clinton shot itself in the foot much like it did against West and fell behind early big time, but continued to play and put up 36 points. So they had some success moving the ball, but they got kind of buried early on in the game. So Cleveland has committed perhaps fewer mistakes and fewer penalties than its opposition on average, but there's still been a lot of those. They've had some mistakes. They've had a lot of penalties. 13 penalties, I think, against Clinton, but Clinton had 15. And so the Admirals have played pretty darn clean when it comes to turnovers, when it comes to penalties. And if they continue that tonight, you would think that's probably going to play out in their favor, because Cleveland, again, has been somewhat prone to those mistakes. Those are some thoughts from us. Let's get some thoughts from Coach Eddie Courtney on the other side of this 30-second break. We're back with our coach's interview as our Farragut football pregame show continues after this as you listen on West 105.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains,
and we probably are going to want to do just 30 seconds after Coach.
Customer. We service all of West Knoxville,
Dusty,
Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Welcome back to the Farragut Football Pregame Show on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and in tandem with BDC Productions video stream. Link through FarragutFootball.com as the 2-1 Admirals host the 2-1 Blue Raiders of Cleveland in the region opener for both squads. Both teams are coming off tough losses, Cleveland falling at county rival Walker Valley 20-14, while Farragut came up just short at West 38-31. I'm pleased to be joined at this time by Farragut head coach Eddie Courtney. And, Coach, I know no one at Farragut is into moral victories, but I couldn't help but feel that the combination of how a loss usually gets players more honed in on what they need to improve upon, that combined with what was a super effort last Friday and the obvious growth in the Admirals passing game left me at least feeling like, despite the disappointment, there was a lot to build on.
Well, this week in practice, Eric, I thought we had a great week of practice. Sunday we corrected some things on film. They saw that. You cannot give up big plays, explosive plays like West had. Good football, very athletic football team. But our kids kept battling back. They never backed off, and that's the thing I was so proud of that. And just their effort this week, it makes me even more excited about what these teams could accomplish.
You look at senior quarterback Cam Duncan as a first-year starter. Can you describe, Coach, your sense of where he is now after facing a defense like West as compared to where he was 3 weeks ago at the outset of the season?
Well, you can see his body demeanor. You can see all the things about how much more confidence he has. It starts in practice each day, just his more leadership role. I think Coach Jeff Courtney's done a good job of bringing him and just adding things each week and just giving him things that we feel like he can do, and then not force things at this time to make some extra things happen. Just use the support staff and do what we call, and he's been doing that. So I think it's helped him a little more bounce in his step, how he's approached things in practice and in playing on Friday night. So, yes, for where he came from week 1, now going into week 4, it's been great. We got to continue to grow, and I think he's become a leader. And the rest of the offensive guys now are believing more in him and understanding with him, and that's helped so much.
And some big plays by Landon Collins, who caught 4 passes for 133 yards, 2 long touchdowns. Coach, not everyone is comfortable running routes over the middle, but Landon just looks so confident, even fearless in that role, throwing his hand up, asking for the ball.
Well, we've been wanting him to get back, but we're trying to be very careful with him because what he's been dealing with injury-wise is just to make sure he's healthy and he's ready to go and 100%. And he's doing everything, each day during the week to get himself back healthy and do all the rehab work he has to do. And he has an injury that's just very aggravated injury. It's the kind of thing that's just he's got to tolerate a little pain by doing it, but he's willing to do that. But we've known all along what kind of athlete he can be and how he can contribute on both sides of the ball. But I was glad to see him have a big game because it's been a long time since he's felt like he's a true starter and out there and contributing so much.
On the defensive side, kind of just another week at the office. What can you say, Coach, about your senior linebacker, Jack Alley, his performance, his effort?
Jack, each week, has been the leader of our defense, and he's making plays all over the field. That's what we have to do. With the size of guys we've been playing offense, people have been running right at us, and he's been able to stay in there and do that. Also, the speed that we've been seeing, people trying to run outside and quick screens and stuff, and Jack has done a good job on covering and doing what a real linebacker would do, and that's be that playmaker. And we're not blitzing as much because we're trying to make sure that he'll take care of things that we expect to happen, and we will turn around and start doing that a little bit more as the season goes on when others guys get their experience and can lead to what they're supposed to do as well as our defensive package.
18 hits last Friday night for Alley, 2 tackles for loss, forced a fumble. On that same play that he forced the fumble, he got the recovery, broke up a pass. Just an outstanding game. And another guy that I thought impressed on the defensive side was Bryce Thompson. He comes in for a dinged-up David Broda, immediately makes an outstanding play on West running back Marshawn Bowers. Soon after, he pounced on a Rebel fumble and also stepped in on the defensive line for you.
Well, it says a lot about him. He's one of those guys every Sunday we talk to the staff, about personnel, where we're at and all that. We knew he's good enough to be starting. But you're right. We had a situation at defense being our edge rusher, and just the kind of guy and smart as he is and his instinct stuff, with a very little coaching at that spot. We just put him in there, and he made some plays. He knew what to do, but he hadn't got a lot of reps at that position. So I was proud of him for coming in there and playing that role, and kickoffs everywhere else, he's making plays. So he's a guy we're glad to have, and a guy that we need to get him out there even more. He deserves that.
Turning to tonight's region opponent, the Cleveland Blue Raiders, they're under new head coach Chandler Tigard, and he stresses tempo on the offensive side. Will go for it oftentimes on 4th down when most others, would probably punt, but a very aggressive style. And the senior quarterback directing the new look offense, L.J. Adams, he's a legitimate dual threat, Coach.
He definitely is, So we see another one. We see another team that's got great size up front, very physical and very athletic. But we've worked real hard this week on tempo, being lined up, ready to get our call, and just be physical in the play. And I feel like our kids understand what's expected in their defensive scheme now. So we're just playing as a unit real well and just got to get lined up against that.
Cleveland with a huge H-back in number 45, A.J. Westfield, and he's just one of several big bodies leading the way when Cleveland gets everyone in tight and runs power. What about the challenge of defending that particular Blue Raider set, Coach?
Well, we've got to fit. I mean, when I say that, everybody in the defensive line, the linebackers got to fit off the call, off the scheme we see. We got to stay square, get downhill quick, and not let them get any creases on us. Because our secondary still has to play back there, be ready for play-action passes and things like that. So it's going to be a battle up front in the trenches, as I always say. But especially this week with real tight splits, and guys who've got some size. The size we've seen, but the biggest thing is the tight splits. I think that's the difference. And the tempo of them going about every 15 seconds.
Looking at Cleveland on its defensive side of things, they're coming off a solid performance statistically, having given up just 235 yards to Walker Valley. What stands out to you, Coach, in regards to the Cleveland defense?
They play their assignment real well. They keep their shoulders square. What we got to do, they keep their shoulders square real well, and they're very athletic out in the secondary. They don't hurt themselves. They don't take a lot of chances, but they're very sound at what they do.
Again, with the aggressive style of Coach Tigard, you have to be on your toes when it comes to special teams, in particular, I suppose, with kickoffs and extra points. How do you view the matchup, the challenges, perhaps the opportunities in that phase of the game, Coach?
Well, we got to make sure we spend a lot of time on making sure we line up assignment-wise where they give us an unbalanced one side or they go Emory and Henry and they spread it out. Everything we do, everybody has alignments to be in, but we still got to pressure some of the situations they do on extra point. We can't just let a guy run free. Hopefully we get a situation we don't let them score, then we don't have to worry about those things. But again, they're a good football team, and they'll do things. Chandler's a good football coach. He's been around a while. He understands it. And I think the key to them that they're coming in, they're trying to win some games and do it maybe unconventional some ways to just get some momentum going for them. They've done well. Last week we saw the film against Walker Valley, and we scrimmaged Walker Valley. We know the improvement coach has made there in the last 3 years, and people are going to take them serious. So that wasn't a fluke. It was just a good ball game, and Walker Valley just happened to have the ball there at the end and capitalize.
Yeah, so a pair of 2-1 teams in a shared situation, looking to bounce back, looking to get off on the right foot in region play. What have you and your staff stressed this week, Coach, is the elements that should set your Admirals apart, give them the advantage tonight?
Well, I think the things we've already understood about our football team. These guys love each other. They want to play hard for each other. So, first of all, we've stressed all week about our effort, being great effort, playing 4 quarters, being physical up front, and compete in the athletic positions, the back ends, and just make some plays. We need to make some plays our way, and we need to score some points. We challenge our guys to, use the whole field this week, from sideline to sideline to goal line offense. We got to use the whole field, spread them out, do some things, and make some explosive plays on our end. That's the challenge there, and then be really good tacklers on defense.
Coach, thank you, and I wish the Admirals the best this evening.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
That's Farragut head coach Eddie Courtney sharing his thoughts in advance of tonight's homecoming game, the Region 2 6A opener against the Cleveland Blue Raiders. Just ahead, we'll have the coin toss and opening kickoff. It's a Farragut Football Friday night on West 105, worldwide at WFIV.com and paired with BDC Productions video stream linked through FarragutFootball.com.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Bowden, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. When you buy a new Nissan from Knoxville's Nissan Leader, we'll warranty it as long as you can drive it. Now every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Welcome back into our Farragut Football Friday night from Bill Claybo Field, Eddie Courtney Stadium. Coin toss going to be taking place down at midfield. And they did that quickly. Farragut won the coin toss and elected to receive, and I believe Tyler down there for us. Sorry we didn't fully capitalize on that. That was the quickest coin toss they've done all season. Usually the officials tell them about how they're supposed to take care of their teammates and want to see good sportsmanship and so on and so forth, and they put the coin in the air, and Cleveland, as the visitors, had the opportunity to call it, and it went Farragut's way. And so I believe the Admirals have won all 4 coin tosses thus far, and so Farragut, for the second time when winning the coin toss, as they did against Dobbins-Bennett, has elected to receive. The game captains, by the way, for Farragut, it's quarterback Cam Duncan, linebacker Jack Alley, running back Charlie Noble. Also for Farragut was kicker Ryan McHugh. For Cleveland, the captains representing the Blue Raiders, Aaron Smith, Jermel Word Jr., also Justin Pham, and DK Ector. So the band, Farragut Marching Band, heading off the field on this homecoming night, and soon the teams will be taking the field. Farragut has already, of course, run through the band and the banner to the near sideline. Farragut in its traditional look tonight for homecoming. It's the navy jerseys with the gray numerals outlined in white, gray pants with the white stripe outlined in navy, and now Cleveland is massing in the end zone down to our right, which is the west end zone towards Campbell Station Road, and they will run through the banner to the sideline across the way. And so Cleveland has brought a pep band, it appears. I don't think that's the full band, but it might be. But considering the drive up from Cleveland, a number of folks have made the drive, and hopefully folks still filing in. As of right now, it does not appear we've got quite the same crowd we had for Dobbins-Bennett and for Powell weeks 1 and 2, which were home games. Last week, Farragut was on the road for the first time, and it's a schedule that has 6 home games, 4 away games, and this is actually one that wouldn't have been bad to have played on the road, but that's the way it worked out. In years past, when Farragut has had, say, Dobbins-Bennett and Science Hill on the schedule, you always only went to Upper East Tennessee one time during the regular season. Same thing prior to this year with Cleveland and Bradley Central. When those teams are part of your region, you only play one of those teams on the road. Well, this year, they're getting both of them at home, which means next year, the return date, Farragut will be going south down 75 to Bradley County to take on the Bears and the Blue Raiders on 2 occasions. So I think that was the TSSAA stepping in this year for some reason and making the region schedule, which I thought the coaches had done just fine, taking care of that all through the years. I know there's some issues with having officials available for games, but still, I think the coaches probably could have worked that out. Eric Gerhardt, Brett Clendenin, Tyler Carr with you here at Eddie Courtney Stadium. Brandon Campbell shooting the video if you're watching at FarragutFootball.com. Back at our WFIV studios, Dusty Street, and full speed ahead. We are underway on this homecoming night as Farragut, looking into a setting sun, fields the kickoff at the 5-yard line. It'll be Noble back across the 20 and busted down at the 25 by Brian Beard Jr. of Cleveland. And so Farragut will start from its 25-26 yard line. We'll see. Appreciate you joining us, whether on FM 105.3 WFIV, worldwide WFIV.com, or as I mentioned, Brandon Campbell's video, our audio accompanying that. You go to FarragutFootball.com, click on the live broadcast link, and the video stream is available there. So Farragut from its 26-yard line, as it'll be the senior, Cam Duncan, bringing his team out, and the Admirals will hand it off to Troy Lockhart, and he is hit at the line and pushed back. Initially hit by Dylan Harold, as Harold is, he's the Sam backer up on the line, made the play.
Yeah, pretty good size on the front, offensive and defensive. Got popped for no gain on first down.
Farragut running a little tempo itself, but now actually will check with the sidelining offensive coordinator Jeff Courtney, as the Admirals will have trips bunched up left. Farragut moving left to right in this opening quarter. Ball on the near side hash. They'll throw to Jacobs, looking to get outside, got around the defender, and is close to first down yardage. He extended that ball out as he went out of bounds into the Cleveland sideline. I'm not sure they quite gave him all that he stretched out for, and so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 as Jacobs picks up 9 on that pass.
Wow, yeah, it's Third and a long one. Little screen where Jacobs, little dinged up early in the week, got healthy, and got 7 or 8 there.
Farragut on third downs, 11 of 31. That's 35% this year. So looking to pick one up here on the game opening possession as the Admirals will have the loaded pistol, as it's Lockhart standing behind Duncan, and the Admirals with a blocking back Drummy, leading Lockhart left side, and they'll move the chains as Farragut plowing towards the Cleveland sideline, and Lockhart comes out the other side, falls down at the 44-yard line. We'll see exactly where they mark him down at, but from the 35, it is a third down conversion, and our Service Street Auto Repair initial first down.
Yeah, a little pistol off left tackle and able to get a good push on the left side. Easy 8-yard first down.
1st and 10 from the Admirals from the 43-yard line.
And I want to mention, too, we're running down our roster of broadcasters and the video stream, and back at our WFIV studios, I neglected Andrew Burrows. After a week away, he's back. And it's Duncan looking, got plenty of time over the middle of Shepard. He juggles it, held on to it, but for a modest gain of 2 yards, a Shepard crossing is crunched just as soon as he makes the catch in front of the Cleveland sideline, and it's a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, got his receiver killed there. Shepard somehow holds on to the football. He bobbles it at first coming across the middle when he gets hit, but he holds on to it for 2 yards.
Two receivers to the right with the tight end off to the H-back roll, and 1 receiver to the left.
And this will be Drummy in the backfield. Pass comes down the line to Shepard on the near side, and an ankle tackle as Shepard extends the ball and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's a good play by Micah Jordan. Thought Jordan might be a future teammate of Landis Davilas at Virginia Tech. Both those guys baseball commitments to the Hokies, but I see that Landis has decommitted.
He has reopened his commitment, Eric. That is correct, on X. Former Twitter.
Yeah, that's going to take me about 3 years to get used to.
We just now got him on Twitter.
I know,
I know, don't do that.
So this will be third down for Farragut. Duncan boots right, throws underneath, and Noah Gunter is going to be short, I think, of the first down as Farragut from the 45-yard line moves into Cleveland territory at the 48, but they need the 47.
Yeah, the little tight end play action found him across the middle. Needs a yard, Eric. 4th and a long one. I expect the Admirals to go for this, see if we can get another good push.
Farragut 2 of 4 on 4th down. So this was 3rd down the last time, 3rd and 1. Now it's 4th and 1, and Farragut off the left side with the blocking back being Drummy and Lockhart getting the handoff. They churned for 8 yards. Duncan relays the signal to the offensive line. Gunter's going to set up on the right as the H-back, and the handoff is going to be up the middle, and Farragut didn't get there. They're stuffed.
Nope.
It was the Sam backer, Harold, as well as the big defensive lineman, Westfield, stopping the Admirals for no gain.
Yeah, Westfield from this defensive end blew it up and needed a yard, got nothing. Talked about Cleveland going for it on 4th. The Admirals do and are denied, and Cleveland has the football on their own 48.
So Farragut with a couple of first downs. We go over on downs, and Cleveland will work fast. From the 48, it'll be Beard taking the handoff and churns through the middle into Farragut territory. Looks like about a 5-yard gain.
Moving quick.
Quickly to the line. Call it 5 for Beard. And they'll hand it to him again. And Farragut's Broda comes through. No gain as David Broda, second on the team in tackles, brings down Beard, the running back, running off the right side. It'll be 3rd down.
Heck of a play there, Tyler, by Broda.
Broda just seized him up in the middle of the hole, delivered the boom, and wrapped up and drove him back.
L.J. Adams, quarterback, takes a snap, rolls to his right. Alley pursuing, throws underneath for Beard. Juggling catch is made at the 40-yard line. And so that'll be a 6-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair first down.
Yeah, he broke the pocket there and found his running back on a little, just find the flat and barely juggle catches it.
And a flag is thrown as they brought a man in motion. Carroll looping through the backfield, and we've got procedure against Cleveland. And so, again, Cleveland has been pretty heavily penalized from the games that I saw.
With this fast pace, like anything that's not, if you're not sure of it or if it's not set, you're going to be susceptible to those procedural penalties.
Moving back to the 45-yard line, they'll send Beard out into the left flat as Adams, now empty set's going to run right, and he's back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe the 39-yard line, as Farragut's Shepard comes up and makes the tackle after a 6-yard gain by Adams, who's a good runner. 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, averaging 6.1 yards per rush. From the 39-yard line, it's 2nd down and 9. They'll throw over the middle of the big tight end, and the tackle is made by Shepard, and he is shaken up at the 27-yard line.
Yeah.
12-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair 1st down.
Yeah, and he's definitely in some pain. You know, I remember Ronnie Kaaliwe, the 5'9", almost 400-pound guard, actually played last year. I'm not sure this pace is too fast for him. He's not in the game this year. He played last year. It's really fast pace for a big man like that.
You will see him at right guard, but yeah, not starting. And every once in a while, you might see him along the defensive line. And so Jordan Shepard, unfortunately, is down for the Admirals as Cleveland has the ball at the Farragut 27. The Admirals won the coin toss, took the ball, and moved for a couple of first downs. Right? 26-36, out to 43.
They got at least one.
Yeah, no, they had the one. I was thinking about the yardage, and if I missed one, on my stat sheet I only had one. 1 of 2 on 3rd down, failed to pick up the 4th down try, 4th down and 1. And so when they failed to pick it up, Cleveland took over at its 48-yard line, and the Blue Raiders now have picked up 2 first downs, most recently that 12-yard hot pass to the tight end, Sam Sarton, his 3rd catch of the year. And so Shepard, who's made a couple of tackles here early, is up and limping off. Looks like it's his perhaps right ankle, right leg. He had been in a walking boot earlier this week at practice on the sideline. And so it may be something that a re-aggravation of something that's just he's been dealing with. And so with Shepard out, I would think that means Davila perhaps is going to be at that weak safety position, and they'll have Collins at the free safety. And so from the 27-yard line, they'll hand it off to Beard. He made the first man miss, and he's going to take it to the house. Stepped inside, nice little cut, stepped inside the defender at the line of scrimmage, and the field came wide open for Cleveland's Brian Beard Jr., and that will be for Beard his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season as he scores from 27 yards out.
Yeah, nice run by Beard, a 6'1", 175-pound back off left tackle, and just broke a couple, missed a couple tackles there, and Cleveland goes for 6.
Let's see if they go for 2 here. The kicker is on, Sloan Bolaños. Snap comes back, and the Blue Raiders do it the conventional way, tack on the extra point, and they lead Farragut on this homecoming night at Bill Clabo Field 7-0 with 7:19 to play in our first quarter. Back with the kickoff in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut football on West 105 worldwide at WFIV.com.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Cole Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
Well, Beard's doing it all for Cleveland here early on, as he has scored on a 27-yard touchdown and makes his second tackle on special teams. That kickoff by Bolaños goes down inside the 5, maybe as far down as the 1. And so Charlie Noble with the return is popped and dropped in the vicinity of the 12, 13-yard line. We'll call it the 13-yard line. Looks like the 12.5 for the Admirals, who went over on downs near midfield on their first possession. Play action over the middle. Jacobs was going to take that to the house, but it's thrown slightly in front of him as Jacobs got the break on cornerback Shropshire, and the pass over the middle just led him a little much.
Cam Duncan stood in the pocket to the last possible second and was met by, I believe, Harold and Lockerbie. Great job by Cam staying in there and delivering a ball with the defense literally closing in on it.
3 receivers to the left for Farragut as they move left to right. That's toward Dixie Lee Junction and VG's Bakery. Down the line, they throw it to Davila, and Davila sidestepped one man but got somewhat tripped up and moves from the 13-yard line to the 14, we'll say. And actually the 13, so maybe this possession started on the 12. 1-yard gain, it's 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, quick screen to the short side, not much doing. Admirals need a first down badly here.
Farragut 1 of 2 on 3rd downs, as the Admirals will have 2 receivers right, 1 left. Back to pass is Duncan, throws over the middle for Jacobs, and that one sailed high. Robbie threw his hand up, got a little bit of it, and that might have been a good thing because I think it was going to sail over Jacobs and maybe right to the safety, but deflected off of Jacobs' hand. It falls harmlessly to the turf, and the Admirals go 3 and out deep in their own territory.
Brooks Burnett going to drop back. Looks like he'll be standing right at the goal line as Micah Jordan drops back to Farragut's 45-yard line, or excuse me, Cleveland's 45-yard line.
Not the start we imagined, guys. Cleveland leading 7-0, and Farragut with a 3 and out as the Blue Raiders going to get the ball in great field position. This is a low kick. He had no pressure on him, and the ball is allowed to bounce, and it'll be from the 39-yard line. Picking it up, Micah Jordan coming to the near side. He's on the Farragut sideline to midfield and pushed out of bounds into the Farragut bench at the 47-yard line. And so I believe that was the 39. And so that's going to be a 14-yard return for Cleveland.
They're actually marking him down at the
47. Yeah. Cleveland, yeah.
Cleveland from the Farragut 47, 14-yard return, 13, that's 37, 48 yards, net 34.
You asked for a fast start for the Admirals. You haven't gotten it, and now we're trying to weather the fast start for the Blue Raiders.
Jaden Davis in the game at corner for the Admirals.
They bring a man in motion. Szymborski fake the handoff to him. Now Adams will throw it to him in the right flat. Farragut's out there with Broda and Davila. Szymborski's able to kind of sneak by them, however, falls out of bounds across the way into the Cleveland bench at the 44-yard line. That'll be a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, you didn't think he'd get much in the flat there, had him hemmed up, but somehow able to still get 3.
So from the 44, ball on the far side hash, and we've got a flag as they hand the ball off to Jordan, and play should have been stopped, right?
Micah Jordan on the carry. There's a marker on the play.
Penalty on Cleveland.
Illegal shift against the Raiders.
I feel like that's been 2 weeks in a row now to where we've had those moments of where it's a pre-snap penalty and the play continues to go on, and I know that they're talking about how they want to protect players. I feel like that's something that if you're going to really say that, you need to make sure we're enforcing those pre-snap penalties.
Yeah.
From the 49-yard line, 2nd down and 12. A lot of congestion in the backfield as everybody crisscrosses, and getting the handoff is Micah Jordan, and he moves from the 49. Qureshi Smith, far side corner, makes the tackle after a gain of 5.
Yeah, 3rd down, a big 3rd down. They're probably not going to be punting it, so probably 4-down territory.
From the 44 of Farragut, they'll hand it off again to Jordan, and Jordan pops it outside. He's got the 40 from behind. Jack Alley makes the tackle, but not until he moves to the 36. That'll be an 8-yard gain. A Service Street Auto Repair first down on the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, off left tackle, able to get enough, just enough for a Blue Raider first.
From the 36 of Farragut, trips left for Cleveland and one receiver right. That is Carroll, who is the leading receiver on the team, all by his lonesome over there. They throw down the line near side to Trent Collins, and Collins is pushed out of bounds as Farragut moves from the 36-yard line. Nail Carroll into the play. 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and they play fast. They play hypo fast. This is really quick.
From the 30-yard line, handoff, up the middle goes Jordan. Farragut's alley has him, but he got to the 25, and that's going to be enough for a first down, a 5-yard gain for Micah Jordan, and move the sticks. That is Service Street Auto Repair first down number 5. Service Street, your full-service independent repair shop. 6 convenient locations, whether it's just a quick oil change or major repairs. Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. Standing off to the left of Adams, the quarterback, is Jordan. They'll throw right side, and this pass is thrown low, and no chance at all for the receiver across the way, Carroll, who was being defended by Zane Qureshi-Smith.
And you're a little concerned, Tyler, because the defensive line obviously does not have a lot of depth, and they're playing extremely fast. Worry about them getting tired later in the game.
But if you're the Admirals right now, that's what you want. I want Adams staying in the pocket and having to deliver the ball from there. So if you can have your defensive ends almost run contain and let the linebackers mirror him and just keep him in the pocket.
Adams throws to the tight end for the second time, and he will move down to the 21-yard line. So that will be a 4-yard gain.
He is a very nice target at 6'5". Is Sam Sarton, number 35, the tight end.
Second down on the cusp, third down as they're on the cusp of the red zone. Cleveland's 2 of 2 on third downs. Adams keeps, fake the pitch, goes up the middle to the 15, down to the 10-yard line. He's rolled down by Broda after a 10-yard gain for the quarterback, L.J. Adams, his second rush, totaling 16 yards. 3 of 3 now on third downs, and the Raiders have picked up a 6th Service Street Auto Repair first down, and they are in the red zone as Adams throws quickly. He's got the tight end down to the 2-yard line, and that'll be an 8-yard gain as, again, it's Sarton with the reception.
A little bit hard to call a game as a color guy, to be honest, because they're moving too fast. You can't really even talk about it. They've already snapped the ball for the next play, and this defense, you can tell, a little bit gassed.
Westfield checks in the game as a 270-pound tight end as
right.
He sets up dual tight end package. Looks like a little bit of Maryland eye.
It's going to be a direct snap, and Farragut's Jack Alley steps up and meets Braden Carroll. That's the first time I think they've used Carroll in that role. So Braden Carroll, no gain.
Second and goal from the 2, or the third and goal, from the 2.
Now they will check into the backfield, Micah Jordan, to take the direct snap. And Jordan off the right side got in. Farragut had Thompson trying to hold him out, but powering it in off the right side is Jordan for a 2-yard touchdown. And we talk about how advantageous it would be, given the way Cleveland plays, for Farragut to jump out to an early lead, but the Blue Raiders have taken control in this first quarter. They lead 13-0 with the extra point pending. Red zone conversion for the Blue Raiders. They look to the sideline, had the line split, but now they'll bring everybody to the center and line up for the traditional extra point. Bolaños to attempt it for the Blue Raiders, and it is up and it is good. And so Cleveland has jumped out to a 14-0 lead on homecoming night. 3:10 to play in our first quarter here at Bill Clabo Field in this Region 2 6A opener. Farragut receiving the kickoff when we return in 1 minute. You're listening to Farragut Football on West 105.
There are sports pubs everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning wings and much more. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Yes, we have great wings, but there is a lot of etc. for everyone. Gourmet burgers, wraps, salads, subs, appetizers, and awesome food and drink specials. A great kids menu too. After the big game or anytime, Wings Etc. offers good food and great times. Wings Etc. Knoxville, the official location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals. Go Admirals!
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Robbie Jacobs on the return this time, and one more time. 3 tackles made by Brian Beard on kickoffs. I have to maybe think about doubling Beard on the blocking scheme for the kick return for the Admirals, because Beard has been a menace. And Farragut will again start inside its 20 at its 15-yard line. Down 14-0.
Yeah, it's probably time to start getting going.
3:10 to play in our first quarter as Farragut out there for its 3rd time tonight, and the Admirals have picked up a single first down, I do believe. Handoff is going to be to Lockhart up the middle, and there's a penalty flag as a helmet came off for the Blue Raiders. They were ripping at the ball from Lockhart. You wonder if they might have gotten a face mask.
That's what I'm hoping, Eric. It was a hard run by Lockhart. I'm hoping that's a face mask. Love it.
Face mask against Cleveland.
It's inadvertent, apparently.
Inadvertent, yeah.
It's a 5-yard step off after a 5-yard run by Troy Lockhart. And so 3 penalties, 15 yards for Cleveland, and the Admirals pick up a Service Street Auto Repair first down. Ball is at the 25-yard line as Cleveland with a 4-man front. The Admirals look to the sideline. 2 receivers each side for Farragut as Lockhart stands off to the left of Cam Duncan. 2:35 to go first quarter, and we have
delay of game.
Delay of game.
So the 5 that Farragut just gained on the inadvertent face mask, they give back. Thankfully, they don't have to give back the first down that resulted from the 5-yard step off against Cleveland on the previous play. So first down and 15 as the ball's marked back at the 20. Admirals moving left to right. That's towards Valley Plumbing, VG's Bakery, Miser Wealth Partners, and the Farragut Business Alliance. Back to passes. Duncan throws, and Gunter sitting down at the 25-yard line can't make the catch. And Camden Lockerbie was right there for Cleveland to wrap him up if he had caught it, but again could not. And so now it's second down and 15.
2:29 left to go here in the first quarter.
You've got Aaron Smith across the way on Landis Davila, right up in his grill, playing press coverage. On the near side, Shropshire steps back a little bit from Robbie Jacobs, gives him about a 4-yard cushion, now about 3, as the Admirals will run it with Lockhart near side, and he'll be brought down at the 25-yard line. So Farragut picks up 5, and it's third down and 10.
Yeah, sure tackler so far for the Blue Raiders is A.J. Westfield with another pop on second down.
Brett, I know we love the firm and what they bring to the running game, but it's at a severe disadvantage when Lockhart at 175 pounds meets a 270-pound defensive end that's, somehow scraping to the play. Having done that before, that's not an easy thing for a defensive tackle to do, and to get out there, and that's a hard matchup for Troy right there in the hole.
Yeah.
From the 25-yard line, back to pass. Duncan throws near side, out pattern for Jacobs, and it will sail over his outstretched hands into the Farragut bench in coverage with Shropshire. And so the incompletion, Farragut able to pick up 1 first down, but now we'll bring on the punting unit.
Yeah, and with Landon Collins' breakout party last week, you'd love to try to get him involved. Just a little too much mustard on that one. Couldn't come up with it, forcing another Admiral punt.
Burnett earlier had all the time in the world, took his time, low line drive kick that got a Farragut roll, 48 yards. They returned it 14. Again, no pressure, end over end kick. This one's higher. They'll allow it to bounce. Will Jordan, he backs all the way up. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to take a huge Farragut roll. I'm really surprised Jordan didn't go get that. And Burnett's punt will be downed inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. I think downing it for the Admirals might have been Cody Pinkston.
Where was the ball spotted last play?
Yeah, counted that one, Aaron.
It was at the 25. So 25,
so in 43 is
35,
68
45,
yards.
55.
68 yards on the
68 yards.
Well, safe to say that's his long of the season. Previous long last week at West was 43.
He had a 53-yarder
before the 48-yarder earlier, but again only netted 34. Yeah, I had a couple of good punts last week. So the Blue Raiders from their 7-yard line as Adams will hand it off to Beard, and a big hole. He's spun down by Jack Alley, but it's first down yardage out to the 17-yard line as they rip off 10 right through the middle.
Admiral's a little shell-shocked. I don't think they expected this first quarter to go this way, and they are not slowing down with this tempo.
So that'll be Service Street Auto Repair first down number 7, and they'll hand it to Beard one more time. Why not? And he moves from the 17 to the 21, a 4-yard gain. Luke Hill on the tackle.
Broda doing a good job sort of trying to get up there and blitz and occupy linemen to try to eliminate these holes, and Beard pops out.
Yeah, from the 20-yard line, Beard picks his way through the middle of the line, moves to the 26. That'll set up third down and very short.
3rd and 1.
Cleveland 3 of 3 on third downs from the 26-yard line. 2 receivers each side as L.J. Adams has Brian Beard Jr. standing off to his left. And hands it to Beard. There's a huge hole. 30, 35, trying to sidestep Collins, cannot, as Farragut's safety gets him down at the 36-yard line. But that's going to be an 11-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair first down.
Yeah, we brought a lot of pressure, but they weren't there in the hole, and he's an easy first down.
36, they'll give it to Beard, and this time Farragut's wrapping him up and throwing him back. It's Broda and Bryce Thompson.
And Micah Johnson in on the running back for the Blue Raiders.
Oh, gotcha, yeah, Micah Jordan with the carry. So, yeah, he'll pick up, we'll say, 3. And there's the horn ending the first quarter, as it has been all Blue Raiders here on Farragut's homecoming. Cleveland leading 14-0 and moving with the ball. 2nd down and 7 at the Farragut 39-yard line after taking over, at the Cleveland 39-yard line after taking over at the Blue Raiders 7 following a 68-yard punt by Brooks Burnett, which honestly, that's been the highlight of the first quarter for the Admirals. Cleveland up 14-0. We're back with second quarter action in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
That's a first down for Cleveland.
Cleveland continues to move here early in the second quarter as they pick up another third down conversion. They're 5 of 5 on third downs. That's their 9th Service Street Auto Repair first down from the 49-yard line. Adams, this time under duress, reverses, heads left, and then just chucks it into the Cleveland bench. He didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't think so.
That'll be intentional grounding.
We will take that. Much needed.
So that'll be loss of down and a 5-yard penalty if I'm not mistaken, correct, Eric?
Yeah, and it used to be from the spot. See if it still is. You know, holding now is from the line of scrimmage, even if it happens in the offensive backfield, but intentional grounding is still from the spot, and so it's negative rushing yards of 11 for Adams statistically, and then the 5-yard penalty against Cleveland, as that's back to the 35-yard line. They had a productive run followed by, or a couple of passes actually, left side that netted that first down to begin the second quarter, and now it's Jordan taking the handoff and Farragut chasing him towards the Cleveland sideline across the way. It's Jack Alley along with Zane Qureshi-Smith and Collins over there. And so it'll be third down after just a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Admirals need it. Admirals got the football first, too, so definitely not what the doctor ordered. But hopefully we can force a Blue Raider punt here on 3rd and very long.
No gain on that last play, we'll say. And so it's third down from the 35-yard line, and Cleveland looking to the sidelines now, not going at the same tempo here as they need the Farragut 39 for a first down. And they'll throw deep, and the corner back has the best chance at it as the receiver broke off the route. Aaron Smith did, and Adams let it go deep. And Farragut giving chase with Jaden Davis, but even he could not get there. And so incomplete, and that'll bring up fourth down.
And they're going to have, I don't know who we're going to have back. Trying to make sure that they punt it. Landon, I believe, is going to go back to return the football.
Looks like number 7.
Yeah, normally
L.J. Adams?
Normally he'll just punt as the quarterback. They'll keep the offense out there, but in a situation like this, it's more of a traditional drop for the punter because it's fourth down and 26 yards to go. So the snap comes back for Cleveland from Chase Stevens, and Adams' punt across the way is out of bounds, angled to the Blue Raider sideline.
Oh.
And at the 38, wish we'd gotten some spots like that last week at West. There were a couple of punts last week at West that, man, you go back and watch the coach's film, you're like, what was that guy on the sideline? What was he seeing?
I don't like that one either. 38-yard line.
American Medical Response is proud to place an ambulance.
Farragut from its 38. The Admirals picked up a first down on their initial possession and then went over on downs. Second possession was a 3-and-out. One first down last possession. Then Burnett with his second punt. 68-yarder. Cleveland moves from its 7 to midfield, but then goes backwards on an intentional grounding, and the Admirals now have the ball. It'll be Troy Lockhart running left to the 40, broke out away from a tackle, 45-50, and is spun down at the 41-yard line of Cleveland. And so the Admirals with 21 yards off the left side as they run behind Smith and Harville.
Lockhart always surprising you with that speed. He was on the 4x1 Admiral team that came in 8th place in the state meet there, so more speed than you think. He can put them up and down.
39 yards now for Troy after that 21-yard burst, and Farragut's third Service Street Auto Repair first down of this first half. Ball on the near side hash as Farragut moves right to left towards Lyndon Welch way. It's a loaded pistol as Drummy leads Lockhart right side. And Farragut to the 38-yard line, it would appear, a 3-yard gain for Lockhart.
And you got the law firm in there together, Tyler. 2 leading 3, 3 leading 2, trying to get some kind of fullback momentum there.
I like it. I like seeing the aggressive run game. And, of course, Davis Smith, Nathan Harville, Roger McNear, Jacob Cabrera, and Avery Moore setting your line for the Admirals. Senior Cam Duncan in at quarterback.
Trips right. Jordan Shepard shaken up earlier, has not returned. Tight end is to the left. That's Burnett. Now Collins comes across the formation right to left. So tight end and a receiver to the left. 2 receivers right. Back to pass is Duncan.
He's open.
He's going to drop it underneath to Davila, and he can't make the catch. And so incomplete. And that'll bring up third down. Farragut is only 1 of 4 on third down.
Up 3rd and 7 for Farragut.
Yeah, much needed 3rd and 7 here, kind of on the cusp of outside of field goal range, maybe 4-down territory.
They're adjusting the spot of the football here.
Yeah.
You have Davila and Landon Collins to the far side of the field. Brooks Burnett in at tight end. Robbie Jacobs as well to the right side.
Play fake. They'll drop it off to the tight end, left side, and he is tripped up. Beard makes another play at the 29-yard line as Farragut moves for 9 yards and a first down, despite the good defensive play by Beard.
Yeah, it goes for 6 if he doesn't make that big tackle. Had a couple nice catches last week. Had a big one for a touchdown, almost 80-yarder, and a couple good punts as well for Brooks.
Farragut's 4th Service Street Auto Repair first down on that 9-yard completion from Cam Duncan to Brooks Burnett. And so now Burnett set up as the H-back on the left side. There's a fumble as Farragut's not on the same page. Duncan and Drummy. And so Duncan was ready to give the ball to Drummy. And Drummy was not expecting it. The ball hit the turf, and Cam covered it up at the 32-yard line. That's going to be, a loss of 2-3 yards.
Yeah, Drummy was blocking, and Cam held the ball out and then just let it go. A little miscommunication there.
3-yard loss back to the, or maybe 2-yard loss back to the 31. And this looks confused as well as Drummy takes the handoff and is able to move from the 31-yard line down to the 26, perhaps, a 5-yard gain when that, again, was not crisp.
No, not on the same page again. Looked like on the wrong side of that handoff. Drummy got what he could, but it's third and 7 here.
Blue Raiders have a lot of faith in their defensive backs because they are not giving any type of over-the-top support.
No, they don't. You're right.
Burnett sets up H-back left side. Back to pass is Duncan over the middle, looking for his man off the fingertips of Collins. And Farragut unable to connect over the middle. Would have been 6. And so let's see what Farragut decides to do here.
Little slant route, and Tyler, I think that confidence is kind of two ways. I think they feel like their front 4 or front 7 can stop the run, but they have a lot of confidence in their secondary, thinking they can stay with a really solid receiver core for the Admirals.
So it's 4th down, and Farragut will go 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight, 2 for 5 on the season. From the 26-yard line, Farragut's got it 4th down and 6, 8:10 to go in our first half, and Farragut trailing 14-0. Trips right, tight end left, Duncan back, looking for the tight end, looking for Burnett. Nice catch at the 8-yard line. Brooks Burnett, guarded by Beard well, went up and reels it in for a 19-yard gain at the 7.
And I'll tell you what, Tyler, 4th and 8. He wasn't looking anywhere else. He was hoping Burnett was open or else, because he was not looking at any other route.
Beautiful concept to get the trips formation to the opposite side of the field and let Brooks go to work one-on-one. Beautiful execution by Cam Duncan and Brooks Burnett.
Farragut needs a touchdown. They're 4 or 5 in the red zone this year, but only have 2 touchdowns. So only scoring touchdowns 40% of the time. Up the middle goes Drummy, and he will move from the 7 down to maybe the 4, swallowed up by the middle of the line. And, yeah, call it the 4, 3-yard gain for Drummy.
Yeah, I love the way the law firm runs there as he gets 3. 2nd and goal from the 4, a much-needed touchdown the Admirals need to get back in this football game.
Going to have Gunter and Brooks Burnett on the field at the same time here. A little bit of heavy set for the Admirals.
Robbie Jacobs checks out. So, yeah, let's see. Farragut, power to the right. They'll run. Lockhart looking for the end zone, puts his head down, and I think he got
there.
Across there. Did he break the plane?
Put your hands up.
There it is.
There it is.
Lockhart scores off the right side as Farragut goes with the heavy set, and they punch it in from 4 yards out with Troy Lockhart scoring the touchdown. It is Lockhart's 3rd of the season, and Ryan McHugh on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Noah Haig. The long snapper is Roger McNear as the Admirals looking to cut Cleveland's lead in half, and they do just that as McHugh splits the uprights. 7:16 to play in our second quarter. Cleveland leading Farragut by a score of 14-7. Back in 1 minute with a kickoff as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Shop Farragut loves Farragut sports. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, we love supporting our hometown teams. We also love it when you shop Farragut and support our hometown businesses. You'll find everything you want when you shop Farragut. So support our local businesses and shop Farragut every day.
East Tennessee Shop Sports, where you get more. Go Admirals.
Looking for a fast quote? How about the right quote? We here at the Mike Dyer Agency can deliver both to help you with your insurance needs. Call us today at 865-966-2111 to learn more, or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Well, the big play was a 4th down conversion past 19 yards to Brooks Burnett from Cam Duncan, and the Admirals punched it in the red zone on a 4-yard touchdown run by Troy Lockhart, his 3rd of the season. And so it'll be McHugh putting his toe into it, and this bounding ball will be taken at the 25-yard line by an up-back. That's Dylan Harold. Harold heading to the far side of the field. He's got midfield, good speed, tiptoeing down the sideline, is out of bounds at the Farragut 40-yard line, we'll say. And so it looked like he just topped that. I don't think that was intentional. And on the right side of the field, heading left, goes Dylan Harold, making the most of a return opportunity that he probably didn't anticipate anticipate having, and he set the Blue Raiders up in great field position.
No, yeah, just kind of a squib there, and the up back really had some pretty good speed for the big fella, and not what the doctor ordered, as they've already got it on the Cleveland 40.
The 40-yard line, Farragut trailing 14-7, just got on the board a moment ago on a 62-yard drive, but now Cleveland with a short field. Adams throwing, and it's intercepted by Collins. Collins makes the pick, heads down the far sideline. Collins to the 50, and is out of bounds at the 41-yard line of the Blue Raiders. Landon Collins with his first interception, and I'm not sure, that ball just wasn't well thrown. Collins made the pick, maybe receiver and quarterback on a different page.
Well, I think the ball was thrown well. I just don't think he saw him. He tried to find him on the wheel route, and Landon just sitting there. Big pick to get the Admirals back in this game. I said it last week. Loved Braden's time, loved Mason's time. Now it's Landon's time, and he's making plays for the Admiral offense and defense.
If I'm not mistaken, Landon was the offensive player of the game for us last week, making a good consideration for defensive player of the week this week.
From the 44-yard line of Cleveland, Farragut gets the ball back on the first play. Landon Collins with the interception, and the Admirals will run, I believe that was Lockhart off the right side. And so Lockhart from the 44 looks like he got to the 41, a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, and you got to take advantage. This defense was just on the field, and so let's pound them, let's lean on them. Let's try to work the balanced passing and running game here.
6:35 to go in the first half. Farragut trailing 14-7, just got the first takeaway of the ball game. The Admirals are now +4 on the season in turnover margin as Lockhart stands off to the left of Duncan. Snap comes back from McNair, throws deep down the far sideline looking for Robbie Jacobs. Got him! 6. The Admirals, with that press coverage, throw it down the boundary, and Robbie Jacobs runs under a well-delivered ball by Cam Duncan from 41 yards out.
Yeah, that was the Alliance said we're back in it. What a beautiful pitch and catch on a go route. Robbie Jacobs, Cam Duncan, 6.
If you trust your defensive backs, that's great. If you're going to play press man coverage, you have a tendency to get beat deep occasionally, and Robbie Jacobs just proved that theory to be true.
McHugh out of Haig's hold, and McNair's snap is good. And the Admirals answer back after being down 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. It's now 14-14 with 6:18 to go until halftime. Back with a kickoff in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgate. Located on Kingston Pike in the Global Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Cleveland inside the 10 with the return, as it's going to be Davis, makes the first man miss, heads to the far sideline. He's across the 30 to the 32, out to the 34, they'll say. And so a pretty good kickoff return by Cleveland, and that has been an issue for the Admirals the last couple of weeks. And certainly the kickoff return was pivotal in last week's loss at West, as they gave up a 94 or so yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And kickoffs of various types being pretty well returned. However, this is not necessarily outstanding field position for Cleveland from the 34-yard line, but not bad. And it's going to be Adams handing off. And right up the middle for Cleveland will go Micah Jordan. And so Jordan out to the 40, a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, they're not going to let you rest. They are already snapping the football.
Adams down the line, left side, and I'm going to guess that is across the way Braden Carroll making the catch and moving from the 40-yard line for a Service Street Auto Repair first down out to the 48.
Up front, you still got Bryce Thompson, Matthew Purvis, Luke Heel, and Nail Carroll.
That's the 10th Service Street Auto Repair first down. Adams throws to Carroll, Carroll, Braden Carroll again, and that's right at the sticks in front of the Cleveland bench across the way, and that's going to move the chains. It's a 10-yard gain.
And you got Braden Alexander in there at safety, and then you also just brought in Henry D. As well.
So they'll run it and come into the near side. It's Micah Jordan, and Jordan is going to be brought down to the 35-yard line, but there was a lot of green turf in front of Jordan, and he will move for a first down, as that will be a gain of, 17 yards off the right side.
Admirals are going to need a safety in.
Yeah, they're going to need to bring somebody in the game because his helmet came off.
Is that 20 or 28? I can't read this number from where I was at.
I don't know, but we still had to burn a timeout because nobody was ready to play in the secondary. Finally getting somebody in.
Our story starts with a promise.
So timeout on the field as Farragut uses a timeout with 5:21 to go in the first half, 14-14, but Cleveland is again marching. They've got the ball 1st and 10 at the Farragut 25. The Admirals falling behind early 14-0 as Cleveland drove 52 yards on its first possession of the game. And after Farragut went over on downs on the game opening possession, they scored as Brian Beard scored from 5 yards out, the touchdown. 7-0. Then on Cleveland's second possession, a 47-yard drive and a 2-yard touchdown run by Micah Jordan, making it 14-0 with 3:10 to go in the first quarter. Farragut gets on the board with 7:16 to play in the second, capping a 62-yard drive with a 4-yard run off the right side by Troy Lockhart. And then the Admirals on their last possession took over in Cleveland territory after a Landon Collins interception. 2 plays, the touchdown, a 41-yarder from Duncan to Jacobs. 8th touchdown pass for Duncan. Second touchdown reception for Jacobs. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Adams keeping it and moving to the 20-yard line. Ducks under a tackle by Broda, I suppose, and it'll be a gain of 6 yards to the 19-yard line. They're back in the red zone.
Broda appears to be all over the field for the Admirals tonight.
From the 19 down the line, it goes to Carroll. Carroll's got the first down, tiptoeing across the way, out of bounds from the 19 down to the 12. That'll be a 7-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair first down.
Quick screen game has worked really well for Cleveland with their pace.
13, Service Street Auto Repair first down. Second trip into the red zone.
False start.
And there's going to be a 5-yard penalty, the 5th of this first half against Cleveland, all of the 5-yard variety. Farragut's been penalized once for 5.
First and goal from the 13.
Cleveland coaching staff in the box early was really loud and annoying me, but they've quieted down, which I've really appreciated. It's going to be first and goal from the 13.
Looks like Henry D is still in the game for the Admirals at, I think, the strong safety position. Landis Davila at back, and I believe Landon Collins are in at free safety and weak safety.
Handoff will go to Jordan, and he pops it to the left side, looking for the end zone. He dove. Was he down before? Oh! 2 officials over there. They look at each other, and the one says touchdown, and so it is Jordan. Looked like maybe the play was designed to go up the middle, even to the right, and he broke it back to the left and scores, they say, from 13 yards out.
Yeah, and they say it was a good cutback to the left. I think he was down at the 1 at least, and they called it a touchdown.
So they're going to go for 2, and it'll be right up the middle. Simbrowski takes the snap, and the 2-point conversion by Cleveland. Number 10, Simborski, with the 2-point conversion run as they split. I guess what's that? Emery and Henry looked right and got the 2-point conversion. I do believe I was actually marking down my touchdown information on the 13-yard run by Jordan. But Cleveland has reclaimed the lead with 4:44 to go in our first half. It's Cleveland 21, Farragut 14. Back with a kickoff after this as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market, offers fresh seafood entrees at all 3 of its area locations. Po' boys, crab cake plates, fish tacos, shrimp, salmon, and more. Choose an entree, choose a side and a beverage. Dine in or carry it out. You won't regret making the Shrimp Dock your choice for a seafood meal. 3 locations to serve you: Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly specials. The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market.
Back here at Farragut's Bill Claybo Field. I think I misspoke going to the commercial break saying 21-14, 22-14 because, again, the 2-point conversion run by Szymborski. And so 4:44 to go in our first half. The kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the Admirals will scrimmage from their 20. Ball in the middle of the field as Farragut moves right to left towards Lyndon Welch Way. Pass comes down the line to Robbie Jacobs, and Jacobs is out of bounds after a 2-yard gain to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, stumbles a bit on that screen to the near side, gets a couple.
Third catch for Robbie Jacobs. He had the 41-yard touchdown reception on Farragut's last possession, but Cleveland quickly answered with a 66-yard drive. So the Admirals 2nd down and 8, trailing 22-14 on homecoming night from the 22-yard line. He pulls it, does Duncan, and drops it off to Burnett, who stumbles but got to the 30, which should be enough for the first down.
Yep, they love to eyeball it. Great vision. They're going to call it a first down. Burnett's give him credit. He had a couple drops early in the season. He has been sure-handed and really efficient tonight for the Ads.
Well, he's become a total playmaker after that big pass last week against West.
Incredible catch.
And now this week has just showed that he wants to be a part of this offensive attack as well.
3 catches, 36 yards, including a big 4th down conversion. Duncan over the middle, looking for Collins, and he's going to be hit and slow to get up as the hit was made by Isaiah Davis, and that one a little bit high. Collins had a step, but had to slow up and leap for the pass over the middle, and that allowed Cleveland to close and knock the ball away just as it arrived.
Yeah, tough catch. He had it in his hands, but he got leveled by 2 defenders.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 30. Trips to the right for the Admirals, tight end to the left as they will run Drummy. And Drummy to the boundary, short side at the 32-yard line. Good tackle by Beard, who's been all over the field on special teams, offense and defense. So 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Drummy 4 carries, 10 yards. Troy Lockhart 8 carries, 49 yards. Farragut on 3rd down is just 2 of 6. 3rd down and 8 from their 32. 2 receivers to each side. Admirals moving right to left. That's towards the Pizza Kitchen and Fisher Tire Company, as well as CRS Exteriors. Back to pass is Duncan. Drops it off over the middle, and Collins can't make the catch. A little bit low, but you kind of come to expect Landon to grab that despite the fact that it was kind of at his knees. Szymborski was trailing in coverage for Cleveland, and Farragut, after 1 first down, is going to punt the ball away.
Yeah, hoping for another Burnett bomber there on the punt.
Micah Jordan is only dropping back to about the 40-yard line.
I think he'd like to catch it, not let it bounce, Tyler. I think is what he'd like to do.
Roger McNear, the long snapper, as Farragut from its 32-yard line. Good snap. Burnett's punt is high and short. Neutral bounce thus far. A little bit of a Farragut roll, and it'll be downed at the Cleveland 48-yard line. So that's going to be a 20-yard punt.
3:23 remaining until halftime. With it being homecoming tonight, I'm sure Eric will be able to help run down the homecoming court.
I do have that information. That was provided to Darryl Bryan at our WFIV studios this morning by Michelle Brossette here at Farragut High School. So I made copies, and I'm prepared for halftime. And
best in the business to know that.
So here's Cleveland from the 48, and up the middle goes Beard, and Farragut can't get him down, and D will make the tackle, but not until Cleveland rips off big yardage. A Service Street Auto Repair first down from the 48 down to the 32. So that's 20 yards for Beard.
Yeah, Beard's been a problem, been a physical runner up the middle.
14th Service Street Auto Repair first down. Carroll pass to the outside, and Farragut has him hemmed in pretty well as Zane Qureshi Smith at least set the corner, ran a little congestion. He got blocked into the sideline, and there was a lot of congestion over there, and I don't know, held things up a little bit. So we'll say a 1-yard gain. From the 31-yard line, the handoff is to Beard, and Farragut's alley gets him down, but not until at the 25, and so that'll be a 6-yard gain for Beard, who has 89 yards rushing in this first half. Micah Jordan has 59. L.J. Adams, the quarterback, who's been the leading rusher for this team, has just 11. Of course, he was dinged on that intentional grounding. From the 25-yard line, the ball is dropped, and Adams falls on it as Luke Hill falls on him. And so from the 25, it's going to be a loss of 5 yards, 6 yards, back to the 31.
Yeah, tried to run a quick screen there. Tyler just dropped it. Hill able to get a impromptu sack. 4th and 9. You know they're not going to kick it. Down a touchdown, 2:15 left. This is a big play in this game, Tyler.
It is. Luke Hill, great job trying to pressure the ball right there. Being Johnny on the spot, trying to get to the ball. L.J. Adams falling on it first. Big momentum play right here. Of course, that 2-point conversion last time. Going to make it an 8-point deficit going into halftime. And it looks like the Admirals are going to give 5 yards back for
Farragut jumps.
Yeah, that 4th and 4 is going to make it much easier.
Second penalty for Farragut. Ball's moved to the 26-yard line. So Cleveland going for it for the first time tonight on 4th down. Farragut's opposition 3 for 6 on 4th downs this year.
Empty backfield.
Empty set, Abrams, which you would think maybe Adams is going to run it. Nope, they'll throw it left side to Carroll, and Farragut is all over it with Zane Qureshi Smith.
Wow,
Good read by the far side corner. Nail Carroll and Jack Alley in the neighborhood, too, just in case Carroll slips the tackle, but he did not. Qureshi Smith makes the tackle, and it'll be at the 31-yard line. No gain, I guess, on the play.
Yeah, like Tyler said, what a momentum play. You get a chance to score and tie it. You're about to go down 2 touchdowns. Zane Qureshi Smith had seen that screen one too many times. Great pursuit, great tackle, no gain, and the Admirals have a chance now on the 31 of their own.
Trips to the near side of the field for the Admirals. 2 receivers to the far side as Cam Duncan in an empty backfield, and it looks like the Raiders are going to burn a timeout. I don't know if they were missing personnel.
I think they got 10 guys on the field. Looks like to me on my quick count.
So timeout on the field as Cleveland uses its first of the half. 1:54 to go until halftime. Farragut trailing at home on homecoming to Cleveland 22-14. Let's get a 30-second break. We'll return with more on the other side as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Empty set for Cam Duncan from the 31-yard line. Fires far side, and the ball is dropped as Burnett can't make the catch. Just as the ball arrived, so did a defender, and the ball is jarred loose. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10, 1:50 left till halftime. Admirals got a couple timeouts left.
Trailing 22-14. Ball on the far side hash as the Admirals move right to left towards the Mike Dyer agency and wings, etc. Handoff to Lockhart. He's to the 35 and out of bounds into the Cleveland bench across the way. Should stop the clock with 1:44 to play.
Smart move by Lockhart getting out of bounds right now, saving one of your 2 timeouts, knowing that it was going to be hard to break that one anyway.
Yeah, and they gave a coverage look for the first time, played safeties back maybe for the first time all game.
2 of 7 on third down are the Admirals. This is from the 37-yard line. Duncan firing and sitting down as Davila makes the catch, steps out of a tackle, gets across midfield, tackled by his helmet as Landis moves the chains. A third down conversion into Cleveland territory at the 45. That'll be 18 yards.
Yeah, big play, just sat the big man down in the middle of the field, got the first.
Second catch for Landis, totaling 19 yards from the 45-yard line of Cleveland. Duncan under pressure, goes down back at the 49-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard loss. As Duncan is sacked. He was sacked 6 times last week at West.
Yeah, it's always a problem at West. Lorenzo Tyson clobbers him up. Maybe a bit of a coverage sack there. Admirals, I believe, are going to use their second time out of the half.
1:32 to go until halftime, and Farragut now with second down and 16 from its 49-yard line. Timeout on the field. Let's get another 30-second break for our sponsors. Back with more after this as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike and Bearden and Farragut and North on Broadway.
Returning from the timeout, 92 seconds to go in the first half. Duncan throws and unable to make the catch is a diving Brooks Burnett at the 44-yard line of Cleveland. And so that'll bring up third down and 16 yards to go now for the Admirals.
Yeah, 1:28 left. You might think about going for this, but I think you got to get some of it back here to decide that.
Farragut picked up a third down a moment ago, but it was not of this distance. The Admirals 3 of 8 on third down. From the 49-yard line, back to passes. Duncan over the middle's got Collins at the 35-yard line. That is a first down to the 32-yard line, maybe the 31. Goes Collins.
Cam does his best work at the end of halves and at the end of games. He finds Collins on a nice little post route. Landon just coming out continually the last 6 quarters.
And so that is a third down conversion. A Service Street Auto Repair first down on the 20-yard completion. And now the Admirals drop it off short, and the pass is dropped as I believe it was coming out of the backfield. Lockhart unable to make the reception. And so the Admirals kind of had butterfingers a bit tonight. There's been a number of drops by a number of different players. And so second down and 10 from the 31-yard line of Cleveland. Farragut trailing 22-14 with 1:11 to go in our second quarter. Back to passes Duncan over the middle, and he forced that into Davila, and reaching in and poking it away was Aaron Smith.
A little extra.
Very late flag.
Yeah, extracurriculars. And I believe that's going to go against the Blue Raiders. And I don't know if it's because of the reason Cam's limping, but personal. Oh, no, it is going to be offsetting. Oh, I was hoping that was just on the Blue Raiders.
Did he signal for pass interference against the Admirals, or did I just miss the first half of that call?
I believe it was offsetting personal fouls.
Third down and 10 for the Admirals.
Yeah, third down. So Farragut's picked up a couple on this possession. 1:06 to go in the first half, and the Admirals third down and 10 from the Cleveland 31-yard line. Duncan throws over the middle.
Oh, come on.
And that's going to be holding, defensive holding, as Landon Collins couldn't get there.
Woo.
And so
I needed that one.
Penalty should give Farragut the first down.
Yeah, third and 10. He was absolutely bumped.
Brett, we've noticed that they've went into a more traditional pass coverage unit in this cover 2.
Yeah.
And right now, Landon Collins is finding the middle of the field where there is that cushion in the middle of the field for a slant route, post route. And Landon Collins right now is going to work and making Shropshire trying to cover him at 5'7" compared to 6'1". That's a huge advantage for the Admirals.
So the yardage is stepped off, and Farragut's got it at the 16-yard line in the red zone. They flare it out to Now Lockhart on the right side, and they're trying to tackle the ball. Lockhart able to hold on to it as he moves down to about the 12, it would appear. 4-yard completion.
Yeah, found him in the flats. 45 seconds left. Admirals are going to get on the football, call a play with 1 timeout left.
Ball on the far side hash. Duncan takes the snap, looks right. Again, they throw it out of the backfield, looking this time for Lockhart again. It was still Lockhart in the game, and it goes incomplete, so now it's going to be yet another 3rd down.
Yeah, tried to find him in the flat, just overthrown a bit. 3rd and about 6 on the, 11 and a half, 12-yard line.
Farragut with 9 Service Street Auto Repair first downs, looking for another one here. 3rd down and 6 with 31.8 seconds to play from the 12 of Cleveland. Duncan, with Drummy in the backfield, steps up in the pocket and is going to go down. So it's going to be 4th down, and they don't blow the whistle apparently like to say that he's down. So now Farragut, what do you do on 4th? Do you kick the field goal?
Yeah, I think
it looks like they're going to run the clock down and let McHugh kick the field goal to end the half.
I think that's probably the right call. 32-yard field goal, timeout with 4 seconds left here, and let your young kicker kick it to make it a 5-point game.
Stop the clock with 2.6 seconds to play, and Farragut uses its final timeout. So Duncan's been sacked 3 times, and twice. He's got 3 negative yardage plays, but one of those was a dropped handoff. So Cleveland with a big sack to keep the Admirals out of the end zone, and apparently content to kick the field goal. Sophomore Ryan McHugh hit a 33-yarder last week at West. He had a 41-yarder in the season opener against Dobbins-Bennett. So 2 for 2 this year. And this one would be in the middle of the field from the 15, so that's going to make it a 32-yard field goal as he kicks right to left. That's towards Dennis Hall Auto, as well as Angie Cody Real Estate and Ted Russell Nissan, the Shrimp Dock 2. All Farragut football, Farragut athletics sponsors, as we're year-round now here on WFIV. Got spring sports coverage that has continued to ramp up over the last couple of years to go along with our traditional football and basketball coverage. So McHugh is on, Haig will hold, and McNear will snap. And now Cleveland is going to use a timeout. 2.6 seconds remaining, and another timeout to give McHugh a little time to think about it, and maybe Cleveland thinking about where perhaps to bring pressure from to perhaps block this. Just trying to think. I had a note on that. Cleveland has blocked something. Admirals trailing 22-14, fell behind 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, scored 14 straight to tie it up, but Cleveland came right back with a good-looking drive and then tacked on the 2-point conversion as well. So that's where we stand, as Farragut trying to draw closer here with a 32-yard field goal attempt coming up from Ryan McHugh, unless Cleveland uses still another timeout. Cleveland blocked a Walker Valley field goal last week. That's what it was. So again, McNear to snap, Noah Haig to hold, Ryan McHugh to kick, and the other timeout is now used by the Blue Raiders.
Like to ice it.
Coming up, we will have our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime report. Hope you'll be with us all night long. At the conclusion of tonight's ball game, we'll be selecting Blair House Antiques player or players of the game. Last week, offensively, we went with Landon Collins, who had 133 yards on 4 catches and 2 touchdown receptions. Defensively, went with Kent Carbaugh, who had a fine ball game. 9 hits, 2 tackles for loss, broke up a pass. Could have, of course, easily selected Jack Alley. That's the case every week, as Jack had 18 hits last Friday night. But again, we'll be making those selections as part of our post-game show, Blair House Antiques Players of the Game. All right, no more timeouts to be had. 2.6 seconds to play in the first half. Here comes a 32-yard field goal attempt from McHugh. And the kick may have been deflected. Didn't get through there. And I think the way they're celebrating, I think they got a piece of that. I think L.J. Adams, the quarterback, came off the right edge and maybe got a piece of that.
Well, we didn't get the snap down.
Okay.
Got snapped down really late.
So the field goal is missed, whatever the case. And we go to intermission. We go to intermission as Farragut comes up empty on a red zone trip, with the Admirals trailing on homecoming night to the visiting Cleveland Blue Raiders by a score of 22-14. Let's get a 3-minute break. We'll return on the other side with our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime report. Back after this 3-minute break as you listen to Farragut football on West 105 worldwide at WFIV.com.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Attention, BLJ Bus Lines are hiring. We're looking for school bus drivers who are loyal, dedicated, responsible people who want to serve the community. Make up to $20 per hour, along with sign-on bonuses, and training is provided. Enjoy a flexible schedule, split shifts with weekends and holidays off. We're looking for full and part-time drivers. This is the perfect job for stay-at-home parents and retirees. BLJ Bus Lines is a family-owned business, and we serve Farragut, Hardin Valley, and the North Shore area. If this sounds like a position for you, contact Bill at 865-966-8246 today. That's 865-966-8246.
Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. When you buy a new Nissan from Knoxville's Nissan Leader, we'll warranty it for as long as you can drive it. Now, every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
When it comes to wings, everybody does know size does matter. No one knows it better than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Wings Etc. has the biggest, meatiest, award-winning jumbo wings in town. Choose from among 19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot habanero wall sauce. If you love wings and a whole lot more, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry-out, and to watch your favorite sports all year long. Wings Etc. Knoxville, official fifth quarter location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Looking for a fast quote? How about the right quote? We here at the Mike Dyer Agency can deliver both to help you with your insurance needs. Call us today at 865-966-2111 to learn more, or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Since 1997, Dennis Hall's Auto Service has been located at 221 Sherway Road. Dennis Hall's Auto Service cares deeply about their clients' safety and strives to fix your car right the first time while using quality automotive parts. With extensive knowledge and experience, they perform repairs on all makes and models of domestic and Asian vehicles, including light-duty trucks. For preventive maintenance, major and minor repairs, you'll receive the best in service at competitive prices that could add years of life to your car. For more information, call Dennis Hall's Auto Service at 865-690-1151 or visit DennisHallAutoservice.com or on Facebook.
She feels she has a great role model. We walk in on the school every year.
And we welcome you into our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime report here at Farragut's Bill Clabo Field on this homecoming night. The homecoming court being introduced, and we'll pass along all those particulars to you in just a few moments. First, let's get a look at a recap of the first half as Farragut won the coin toss. Farragut, by the way, trailing Cleveland on this homecoming night, 22-14. Farragut won the coin toss, elected to take the opening kickoff, moved for one first down, but then went over on downs near midfield. Cleveland taking over at its 48-yard line, picked up 3 first downs, completed the 52-yard drive with a 27-yard touchdown run by Brian Beard Jr., the senior running back for Cleveland, with his second touchdown of the year, giving Cleveland a 7-0 lead as Sloan Bolaños knocked through the extra point. With 7:19 to play in the first quarter, Cleveland leading 7-0. Farragut then went 3 and out, and Brooks Burnett came on with a 48-yard punt, 34 net. Cleveland, though, with great starting field position at the Farragut 47, and they capitalized. Moved into the red zone, scored the touchdown on a 2-yard run by Micah Jordan. That was out of the Wildcat. Direct snap to Jordan. He scores from 2 yards out, making it 14-0 after, again, Bolaños was good on the PAT. That was with 3:10 to play in the first quarter. The Admirals would get on the board on their 4th possession of the night, a 62-yard drive, 3 first downs along the way, and a 4-yard touchdown run by Troy Lockhart, his 3rd of the season, as Farragut trailing 14-7 after McHugh's extra point with 7:16 to go in the first half. Big return to the 40-yard line of Farragut on the ensuing kickoff by the Blue Raiders, but on the first play of the possession, L.J. Adams is picked off by Farragut's Landon Collins. His first pick of the season, Farragut's 4th as a team, and so Collins with a good return as well to the Cleveland 44. Farragut scores in 2 plays. It was Lockhart, I believe, on a 3-yard gain off the right side, and then Duncan with a beautifully thrown ball on a go route down the far sideline to Robbie Jacobs, and Jacobs reels it in for his 2nd touchdown of the season. That was Cam Duncan's 8th touchdown pass. And with 6:18 to go in the first half, after Ryan McHugh added the extra point, Farragut had tied the game at 14. But Cleveland marches back 66 yards on the subsequent possession. A 13-yard touchdown run by Micah Jordan off the left side. Looked like the play maybe was designed to go up the middle or off the right, but he cut it back, saw a seam, and just did apparently break the plane, got into the end zone. And then they split the line and had I guess it was Szymborski behind the center on the extra point try. Chase Stevens, the center, and he just simply snapped it, and it was Szymborski able to sneak it in. And so the 2-point conversion successful for Cleveland, and they are now on the season where 2-point conversions are concerned, 3 of 7. 3 of 7, so they will do that frequently. Szymborski with a 2-point conversion, making it 22-14 with 4:44 to go in the first half. Farragut got 1 first down, then had to punt the ball. Cleveland went over on down, so the Farragut defense got a stop, and the Admirals then marched into the red zone as time was running down in the first half, but missed on a 32-yard field goal. The snap or the hold, a little bit late getting down, and I didn't see exactly what transpired there, just that the snap was, or the hold rather, was late getting down. Cleveland, I'm not sure if they got a piece of it or not. It doesn't really matter at all. All that matters is that the 32-yard field goal try on the final play of the first half was no good, and so the Admirals continue to trail by 8 here at intermission, 22-14. 1 turnover in the first half. That was Farragut's Landon Collins with the interception. I had Cleveland with 14 Service Street Auto Repair first downs, and the Admirals, after a slow start, with 9 Service Street Auto Repair first downs. On 3rd down, Cleveland 5 of 7, and Farragut of 10. Let's see, double check that. 2, 3, 4. 7, yes, 4 of 10 for the Admirals on 3rd down. Cleveland again 5 of 7. On 4th down, Cleveland 0 of 1, and Farragut 1 of 2. As for penalties, Cleveland 6 for 40, and Farragut 2 for 10. So the Admirals trailing 22-14 here at halftime. Let's get another 3-minute break. We'll return with more, including the particulars on the homecoming court when we return on the other side. Again, Cleveland leading Farragut 22-14 as you listen on West 105.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Price the rest. Call the best at CRS Exteriors.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Kohl's Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Shop Farragut loves Farragut sports. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, we love supporting our hometown teams. We also love it when you shop Farragut and support our hometown businesses. You'll find everything you want when you shop Farragut. So support our local businesses and shop Farragut every day.
We got the big box of mom and pops, so many groovy restaurants. Shop Farragut.
Welcome back into our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime report. Dennis Hall's Auto Service, specializing in all domestic and Asian vehicles, located at 221 Sherway Road in West Knoxville off Parkside Drive. Farragut trailing on this homecoming night 22-14. Statistically, all we have left to get to you are the individual stats, and we'll look at Farragut first. Wyatt Drummey, 4 carries, 10 yards. Troy Lockhart rushed the ball 9 times for 55 yards, including his 3rd touchdown of the season. That covered 4 yards. Cam Duncan, 3 carries, -11. Farragut with 16 rushing attempts, 54 yards, and again a touchdown on the ground. Through the air, Duncan 13 of 25. 25 passes in the first half. I don't think Duncan was anywhere close to 25 passes for the entire game against Dobbins, Bennett, and Powell. Threw the ball more last week against West, but they're trusting Cam with more and more, and of course Farragut falling behind early might have had a little something to do with that as well. But 13-25, 140, and the touchdown. That covered 41 yards to Robbie Jacobs. Jacobs, that was one of his 3 catches, totaling 52 yards. Troy Lockhart, 1 catch for 4 yards. Landis Davila, 2 for 19. Jordan Shepard, 2 for 2. Unfortunately, Shepard left the game early with what appeared to be a lower leg injury. Landon Collins, 1 catch for 20 yards. Noah Gunter, 1 for 7. And Brooks Burnett, 3 for 36, including a huge fourth down conversion catch that covered 19 yards. So Farragut with 54 on the ground, 140 through the air, 194 yards of offense in the first half. For Cleveland, rushing, Micah Jordan, 9 carries, 59 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Braden Carroll, 1 for nothing. Correct. Make sure I had added up the team totals right. So Carroll 1 for nothing. Brian Beard 9 for 89 on the ground. Beard had a touchdown rush in the first half. That covered 7 yards. L.J. Adams carried the ball 5 times for 5 yards. So 24 rushing attempts, 153 yards for the Blue Raiders. And then Adams has not been throwing the ball nearly this much either in the first 3 games. Adams goes 13 of 16 through the air. He was picked off once. Those passes, those 13 completions totaling 78 yards. Micah Jordan, 1 catch for 5. Braden Carroll, 6 catches for 34 yards. Brian Beard, 1 for 6. Lucas Szymborski, 1 for 3. Trent Collins, 1 for 6. And the tight end, Sam Sarton, with 3 catches, good for 24 yards. So 78 through the air, 153 on the ground, 231 yards of offense in the first half for the Blue Raiders, again compared to 194 for Farragut, as the Blue Raiders lead it 22-14 and will get the ball to start the second half. As for this year's homecoming court, the freshman representative was Rihanna Gable. Rihanna, daughter of Ryan and Janine Gable. Sophomore court representative, Claire Shields. Claire, the daughter of Cindy and Thomas Shields. The junior court representatives, Annie Priest, the daughter of Adam Priest and Jeanette Bell. Also a junior court representative, Alana Williams. Alana, the daughter of Eileen and Tony Williams. And then as for the senior court, you got Kate Bruce. Kate, the daughter of Farragut Public Address announcer Brian Bruce and his wife Christy. Also, Mila McQueen, the daughter of Michael Lewis and Dareth Lewis, as she's another of the senior court representatives, as well as Michelle Lynn, the daughter of June Lin and Ying Wang. And then the final senior court representative tonight, Sarah Moss, the daughter of Patrick and Nikki Moss. And the homecoming queen, announced earlier, was Mila Lewis, as they welcome back last year's homecoming queen, Lily Pluniak. And Lily then passing the crown on again to this year's homecoming queen, Mila Lewis. So congratulations to all of those representatives from each of the classes and their families. Great opportunity to be recognized here on a special night. Football team's got some work to do as they're trailing Cleveland on homecoming 22-14. Let's get a 2-minute break. We'll return with more of our Dennis Hall Auto Halftime Report on the other side as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Since 1997, Dennis Hall's Auto Service has been located at 221 Sherway Road. Dennis Hall's Auto Service cares deeply about their clients' safety and strives to fix your car right the first time while using quality automotive parts. With extensive knowledge and experience, they perform repairs on all makes and models of domestic and Asian vehicles, including light-duty trucks. For preventive maintenance, major and minor repairs, you'll receive the best in service at competitive prices that could add years of life to your car. For more information information, call Dennis Hall's Auto Service at 865-690-1151 or visit DennisHallAutoservice.com or on Facebook.
Welcome back into our Dennis Hall halftime report from Farragut's Eddie Courtney Stadium, Bill Clabo Field, where the Admirals trail at intermission by a score of 22-14. For a look at what's going on elsewhere around East Tennessee, here's Tyler Carr.
All right, let's start off in some 2 6A action as Hardin Valley travels to Halls, and they are trailing 10-0 at half. In Blount County, the West Rebels travel to Maryville, and they are up 14-7 at the half. Bradley Central leads Walker Valley 14-0 in a highly publicized matchup. I heard Coach Courtney talking about the improvements being made at Walker Valley in pregame. Interesting game for me to watch tonight. Dobbins Bennett in Jefferson County has been postponed due to some severe weather. A lot of scores and a lot of games up in Northeast Tennessee right now are delayed and also just late relaying information, so please stay with us for our post-game coverage and we'll get you caught up on those scores. William Blount leads Morristown East in Blount County 21-14. Gatlinburg Pittman has a 46-14 lead over Austin East. Cofield is spotting Midway 42 points as the Yellow Jackets are up at halftime 42-0. Anderson County has a big lead over Fulton 37-0. In the second quarter, Greenback and Harriman tied up at 14 all. Kingston leads Union County 42-0 in the second quarter. At halftime, the Central Bobcats hosting Ottawa. They have a 10-3 lead. Wartburg up 12-0 on Oneida in the second quarter. Powell up 27-10 over the visiting Heritage Mountaineers. Rockwood 42, Sunbright 0 at half. Clinton leads the Clinton on the road leads Campbell County 35-14. Loudon up on Eastridge 15-0. At halftime, just across the ridge over here, Oak Ridge leads Carnes 20-0. Lenoir City up 21-0 on Kings Academy. Meigs County up 15-14 in the second quarter over Sweetwater. Ray County leads Howard 14-0. CAK 15, Grace Christian 14. Westridge and Lakeway Christian tied 0-0, and Webb is up 34-0 on Notre Dame. And in the first half, in Union, Virginia, Science Hill 7, Union High School 0. And as I said, there's a lot of those Northeast teams right now that are apparently affected by weather. Yeah. Stay tuned for our postgame coverage, and hopefully we'll get you some up-to-date scores because there's some interesting 1-6A teams that I'm trying to follow.
Yeah. And, of course, as part of our post-game report, we'll have our selection of Blair House Antiques players of the game. The Admirals have some work to do, trailing Cleveland 22-14, and the Blue Raiders are going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Let's get our final break and of this halftime report. We'll put a wrap on our Dennis Hall halftime report. Return with third quarter action after this 2-minute break. You're listening to Farragut Football on West 105 and worldwide at WFIV.com.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike in Bearden and Farragut and North on Broadway.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Come join us for the most exciting night of the week this every Wednesday night. Check us out on Instagram @onfield.sports.
Back here at Farragut's Bill Claybo Field, Eric Gerhardt, Brett Clendenin, Tyler Carr with you on the WFIV side of things. If you happen to be watching the video stream linked through FarragutFootball.com, those pictures brought to you by Brandon Campbell, Dusty Street, running the board, our producer back at our WFIV studios. And Farragut is going to be kicking off to Cleveland to begin the second half, trailing the visiting Blue Raiders by a score of 22-14. The Admirals outgained in the first half, 231-194. Honestly, it felt like Cleveland really had more of an upper hand than that would sort of suggest statistically. But the Admirals did a nice job of rallying in the second quarter after a slow start. We talked at the outset about how important it would be for Farragut to get a fast start. It was the Blue Raiders who shot out to a 14-0 lead. But to Cleveland's credit, after Farragut answered with back-to-back touchdowns to tie the game at 14, the Blue Raiders marched 66 yards and reclaimed the lead on a 13-yard touchdown run by Micah Jordan. And his second of the first half. The other touchdown, Brian Beard of Cleveland. Farragut's touchdowns coming on a run by Troy Lockhart, covering 4 yards, and a 41-yard thing of beauty from Cam Duncan to Robbie Jacobs. And so we had a couple of kickoffs tonight, neither of which has reached the end zone, which means that this year 4 of 17 is McHugh, and kickoffs resulting in touchbacks. Our third quarter set to get underway as McHugh approaches. And we'll send this down inside the 10-yard line. I think that's going to be Micah Jordan taking it, and he heads to the far side. He's to the 15, puts his foot in the ground, gets north and south. He's to the 30, down the far sideline to the 40, and spins out of a tackle to the 50 in his own in Farragut territory at the 41. The Admirals are just getting killed the last 2 weeks on kickoff returns.
Well, and part of that's we're used to balls being in the end zone, and then coverage has been really solid in years past. And I really thought his knee might have been down when he caught that one. That's what I was hoping for. Unfortunately, they're going to start again, I believe, for the second time on the Admiral 40.
Big start for Cleveland by, I can tell you, the guys who have done the damage, Micah Jordan and Brian Beard. And that was Jordan on the return. And so here's Adams bringing his team out. And it's a toss sweep, and he threw it away from Beard, and Farragut has got the fumble. The Admirals have got the fumble as that was an errant pitch. Beard couldn't reel it in, but Farragut's Kent Carbaugh is there for the second takeaway of the night. And so field position goes by the boards, and the Admirals have got the ball.
Very strange. We didn't even have 11 guys out there. Our safety comes on really late. They do a quick toss, which it looked like was wide open, and he drops it. Not a great toss either. And Mr. 15 making it happen, Carbaugh gets his hands on it, and the Admirals got something cooking.
And they've got great field position now.
Yeah.
First play, errant toss. And so that was a going to be Farragut throwing it down the line, and they got Farragut for procedure. Third penalty against Farragut for 15 yards. Cleveland flagged 6 times for 40.
Also, it's going to be interesting, not only seeing one play, but how is Farragut now seeing this tempo of this offense for the Blue Raiders adjust to it a little bit, because that's not something you can simulate in practice. What kind of adjustments did they make at halftime and moving forward now?
So Farragut first and 15, and Drumby tries to hurdle the pile and gain 2 yards from the 34-yard line to the 36. Farragut moving, actually call it a 3-yard gain. Farragut moving right to left towards Lyndon Welch Way, as well as the Shrimp Dock, Ted Russell Nissan, and Dennis Hall Auto. as well as International Flair Jewelers. So here's second down from the 37, and the ball out, and Duncan falls on it. And Duncan's going to lose back to the 30-yard line. So that's going to be a 7-yard loss for the Admirals, and it's third down and long.
Yeah, I don't want to sugarcoat it. We haven't been really crisp. Defensively, offensively, their pace has hurt us defensively, and another mistake by the Admirals.
Was a snap off, or what happened there?
No, it was in the transition.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so back to the 30-yard line for Duncan, third down and long. He's going to throw over the middle, and diving is Collins, and he can't make the catch. And so pretty good coverage, but Collins was inside the defensive back, and the ball just slightly beyond his grasp.
Yeah, tried to find him on the post, just slightly, as you said, behind the grasp there, and it's going to be 4th and 20.
So from the 30-yard line, it'll be Burnett to punt. So the Admirals get the early takeaway and can't do anything with it. Burnett's punt, end over end. They let it bounce. Big hop pops up to Beard at the 29-yard line, to the 40 and to the 43. So that's going to be about a 14-yard return, I believe.
Micah Jordan on the return.
27-yard net, if I'm doing my math correct.
Was that Jordan? And yeah, it was Jordan on the return. I may have said Beard. And so 41 yards, but 27 net. So Cleveland gets the ball back at its 43-yard line. They throw down the line to Carroll, left side, and Farragut's Jack Alley pushes him into the Cleveland bench.
Shoved out of bounds by Jack Alley.
Second down as the ball's being spotted at the 47-yard line.
From the 47, handed off to Beard, and he's going to be ridden down by David Broda. Good tackle by Broda, hanging on against Beard.
You got to love David Broda's intensity, his tenacity. He's coming out there at 6 foot, 180 pounds, and he plays like he's 225 pounds.
He just throws the body around, and he knows the light linebackers that he's kind of in their shadow there, and he makes a really nice play yet again.
They'll throw left side, and that's going to be Davis taking the swing pass. He's down the far sideline and has a first down, a third down conversion for Cleveland, a Service Street Auto Repair first down as they move from the 48-yard line to the 38. So that's going to be a 14-yard gain, and they'll run it up the middle and close to first down yardage.
Isaiah Davis not had many carries on the night, I don't believe. And he looks fresh, and he is a little bit different. He's a little bit faster, I feel like, than Beard. But he hits that hole very hard.
And picked up 9 yards. He's been the primary running back, really, for Cleveland most of this year. And so from the 28-yard line, that's going to be what Adams, I think, keeping, right? Yep, and it's a Service Street Auto Repair first down. And the 28th, 5 yards for Adams. And that's first down number 16 of the night. Adams throws a little sit-down route, and I think that's going to be down close to the first down again from the 23-yard line. The pass completion to Szymborski, and they're in the red zone after a 12-yard gain. Farragut on the return unit, but they kicked it deep, and Charlie Noble gets it out to the 23-yard line. That's where Farragut goes to work, but down now 29-14 as the Admirals couldn't capitalize on an early takeaway in the third quarter, give the ball back to the Blue Raiders, and they march 57 yards, scoring on a 6-yard run, the third touchdown of the night by Micah Jordan. Farragut running off the left side. It'll be Troy Lockhart, and the Admirals clear the 25, move to the 26, 3-yard gain for Troy.
3-yard gain, second down.
Whew. Got to get some energy going here.
3 first downs on that drive a moment ago for Cleveland. As Noah Gunter sets up off left tackle, Davis Smith. Admirals with a couple of receivers right, one left, but coming from the backside, it's going to be Cleveland's Dylan Harold. The Sam backer makes the play from behind, drops the Farragut running back for no gain.
Setting the offensive line for you, you've got Davis Smith at left tackle, Nathan Harville at left guard, Roger McNair at center, Jacob Cabrera at right guard, and Avery Moore at right tackle.
Farragut moving right to left, ball on the left hash. Gunter's the tight end on the left side for the Admirals with trips right, as the Admirals are 4 of 11 on third down, facing 3rd down and 7 here from the 26-yard line. Duncan being blitzed is going to be dropped. The middle linebacker comes through and drops Cam Duncan back at the 16-yard line, so that'll be a 10-yard loss. And Duncan now tonight has been sacked. I guess that's the 3rd time it's been a sack.
Brooks Burnett back to kick.
Yeah, blitz from the linebacker, Avery Hughes. Big loss, 4th and long, and I'm a little sad.
I said middle linebacker. I think it was the will backer, but regardless, 3 and out for Farragut. So here's Burnett again to punt.
A little over 5 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
And Davis is back as the punt returner. No pressure. Burnett sends it downfield. Good coverage kick. And the Admirals will see it roll inside the 40. McNair encouraging it on. And we'll say it's the 40-yard line between the 39 and the 40.
44-yard punt for Brooks there.
44 yards and no return.
We've got Broden Alley at linebacker for the Admirals with, flip my sheet over here, Koreshi Smith at one corner, Jaden Davis at the other. I see Collins, Carball, and I'm trying to find the other safety. I believe it's going to be number 20, Braden Alexander.
Yep.
So from the 39-yard line, Adams keeps running right and gets around the corner and out of bounds, scampers into the Farragut sideline as Cleveland's moving left to right in this 3rd quarter. And Adams, I don't know what that was. Somebody on the Farragut side might have said something, I don't know, but Adams was taunting or saying something to the Farragut bench and doing so demonstratively, and that drew a flag, so we'll see what this is.
I hope that was just on him. Oh, they're
offsetting.
So was ours on our?
It's on the bench, on somebody on the bench.
I would pay attention to Coach Courtney because I have a feeling he's probably going to
he already
ask
did.
one of the young men to make a wise choice.
Yeah, he did.
2nd and 6, Cleveland.
So the play stands and Adams gains 4 yards. So from the 43-yard line they throw, and the tight end is open right at midfield, just sat down on the left hash, and Adams hits him for a 1st down. Service Street Auto Repair 1st down on that 10-yard gain.
Alexander on the tackle for the Admirals.
4th 1st down of the 2nd half, 18th of the game. Pump fake, now they go deep down the sideline, and fortunately, well, Farragut actually wasn't in bad position, but 2 receivers in the same neighborhood. Adams overthrew both of them. Threw a little flat, a little hard. Adams, coming into this ball game, had only attempted 28 passes in the first 3 games. He had 16 at halftime, and he's now thrown the ball 5 times. So 21 pass attempts tonight. As 2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line, and they'll run it up the middle with Beard. And Farragut holding on to him as Beard will bring up 3rd down after about a 5-yard gain. Broda and Purvis in on the tackle.
3rd down.
Yeah, offensive lines continue to get good push, and with Brian Beard running hard.
7 of 9 on 3rd downs are the Blue Raiders from the 42-yard line of Farragut. 3rd down and 5. As on 3rd down, they'll take a little extra time, and so Adams looks to the sideline. He has Davis standing off to his right, Isaiah Davis, and he'll pull it. Adams will, keeps it himself, asks for a block, and directing traffic, and he's got the 1st down. as he will move to the near sideline, the Farragut sideline, and from the 42-yard line, it's down to the 31, an 11-yard gain for the quarterback, Adams.
Yeah, pulls it on the RPO there and takes it, gets enough for a first down. Good blocking on the outside.
So that is the 5th Service Street Auto Repair of the second half for the Blue Raiders. From the 31, Adams takes the snap, running left, Broda giving chase, and he'll throw it away. And there was nobody in the neighborhood, but he was outside the pocket, did get it back to the line of scrimmage, which he failed to do one time in the first half.
Broda really playing hard, Tyler. He's the one guy on defense you can totally see bringing it every down.
And it looks like Adams is out of the game.
Yeah, he's dinged up a bit.
So
I'm assuming that they're going to go possibly with.
Looks like Braden Carroll is going to be the quarter. No, they're going to go. They're going to go with the Wildcat, and Carroll takes the snap. And Carroll coming near side to the 25 and out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So that'll be a 9-yard gain, just picking his way off the right side. Second carry of the night. First one netted nothing. And I didn't have Carroll having carried the ball all season long. But a couple of carries tonight, and he's going to remain in there at quarterback. Well, actually, you got 2 backs, and they snap it to the up back, and we've got a flag as scampering into the end zone off the left side from some 20 or so yards out. Micah Jordan scores. However, a flag in the offensive backfield. And so Cleveland's got 2 players in the offensive backfield, one behind the other or slightly offset, and you don't know which one's going to get the snap. The first time it was the deep back, Carroll. This time it was the up back, Jordan. He runs left and into the end zone, but let's see about the flag. It is holding against Cleveland, and so that'll back him up to the 30-yard line. 7th flag of the night, totaling 50 yards. First and 20 from the 30-yard line. 3:41 to go, third quarter. And it'll be Adams back in the ball game now, and he throws down the line left side, and Zane Qureshi-Smith comes over, makes the hit on Beard, but they're going to say incomplete, I believe. And so it's second down and 20. Would have been basically the same result, I think, if he'd caught it. Good play by Qureshi-Smith. So second down, 20 yards to go from the Farragut 30 as the Blue Raiders leading Farragut 29-14 on the Admiral Alley. And Matt Purvis teaming up. We'll say Beard gains 1. He's got 95 yards rushing. It's going to be third down here for Cleveland. And long from the 29. They throw for the end zone, and that will be overthrown as he was looking for Braden Carroll, and Farragut had Qureshi-Smith in coverage.
Yeah, interesting call here. Fourth down, up by 15, 3:11 left in the third. What do you do here on 4th and 20?
Looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Cleveland 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight. So 4th down, 20 yards to go from the 29-yard line. Would be a 46-yard field goal. Bolaños is made from 27 and 28, missed from 45. Back to pass. Adams throws left side. They go hook and ladder, and it's an offensive lineman taking the handoff, and he will be out of bounds at the 23.
4th and 20, little hook and ladder with the big fella. Obviously very typical there, but not enough.
Left tackle Neil Armstrong getting the call every offensive lineman probably wants to hear in the huddle. I'm not going to lie.
I was about to say, Tyler's like, gosh, why wasn't that ever called?
I'm wanting to quote one of my favorite movies from high school. Is this the one where I act like I get lost?
Varsity Blues, absolute classic.
We'll say he gained 3. I didn't even see who the reception went to. But 29, I don't know, it's about a maybe 3-yard completion. And then maybe an additional 3 or 4 yards on the run. And so Farragut takes over on downs.
Looks like that was going to be Drummy on the carry.
And Schuster coming in at receiver.
3 yards for Drummy.
3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Ball set up on the 26-yard line for the Admirals.
Down 15, need a little urgency.
2:38 to go in the third quarter, and the clock rolling from the 26-yard line. Farragut moving right to left in this third quarter. 2 receivers to each side. And I think that's Drummy in the backfield with Cam Duncan. Burnett moves in closer off left tackle, and they'll run it up the middle and just swallowing up. Lorenzo Tyson, defensive lineman, swallows up, I believe, Drummy. And so that'll be a gain of a couple, 3rd down and 5.
2 runs up the middle, going to force a 3rd down early.
4 of 12 on 3rd down, 0 of 2 in the second half, and the Admirals need this one. 3rd down and 5 from the 28-yard line. Pistol formation and play fake. Duncan rolls right, throws, and it's going to be dropped. The Admirals can't make the catch for what would have been a 1st down as Davila has it glance off his hands. It has just not been Farragut's night. There have been some guys who are usually exceptionally sure-handed that have dropped passes.
Yeah, we have not been sharp.
So
Micah Johnson, or Jordan, excuse me, dropping back for the Blue Raiders as Brooks Burnett is standing at the 15-yard line about to kick the ball away.
3-and-out series for the Admirals here late in the 3rd quarter. No pressure, so Burnett holds on to it. Could have held it longer. Lets it, gets it off the toe, and allowing it to bounce is Micah Jordan. It's going to take a Farragut roll down around the 23-yard line.
So if I do the math correct, that should be 49 yards?
Yep.
Yep, 49 and no return.
See Purvis, Caro, Luke Heel, and I believe Bryce Thompson, the defending state shot put champion, in for the Admirals on the defensive front. Broda and Alley setting the linebackers as we have 1:34 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Only scoring of this 3rd quarter belongs to the Blue Raiders of Cleveland. They dodged a bullet with an early turnover. Farragut couldn't do anything, went 3-and-out, and then the Blue Raiders marched 57 yards, scored on Jordan's 6-yard run. Since then, Farragut's gone 3-and-out twice in between. The Blue Raiders went over on down. So now they start from the 23, and Jordan pulled down by Jack Alley after gaining 2 yards. 67 on 11 carries for Jordan. And he'll get it again, moves to the 29-yard line. Pat Purvis in on the tackle.
Yeah, off right tackle, going to force a 3rd and 4.
Cleveland on 3rd down here. And Adams will hand it off, and up the middle, they got the 1st down. Collins trying to make the tackle. Jordan breaks free of him and moves to the 45-yard line. So that's going to be a 16-yard gain, a 3rd down conversion, and Service Street Auto Repair 1st down.
Yeah, another hard run by Jordan. Breaks the tackle from the safety and got loose a little bit.
From the 45-yard line, Adams throws quickly left side, and that will be incomplete. And I think across the way, maybe Carroll's wondering if he was interfered with by the far side Farragut corner. Instead, you've got an ineligible receiver downfield for Cleveland. So somebody was covered up, no doubt, because that pass was too quick for an offensive lineman to be downfield.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you've also got Trent Collins in for the Blue Raiders, where I believe Aaron Smith normally has been so far tonight. First down and 15. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line for the Blue Raiders.
Bring a man in motion. I believe that's Simborski. They hand it off to Beard running left, and Farragut's Alley. I think that probably, yeah, had to be, right? There's just a certain way that a collision looks when Jack Alley makes the hit. And
two-yard gain.
So a 2-yard gain for Beard.
Jack always going to bring it 100%. It's the way he's wired.
2nd down, 13 to go from the 42-yard line as Cleveland with the ball in the middle of the field. We'll see if they snap this. The time's winding down here on our 3rd quarter.
Be no point.
Cleveland leading 29-14, and they will take it to the quarter break. So again, the only touchdown, the only points of the 3rd quarter belong to the Blue Raiders. Farragut getting precious little done in that 3rd quarter offensively. In fact, I don't think the Admirals had a 1st down. 3-and-out, 3 and out. 3 and out series for the Admirals in the third quarter. Defense got a stop and a takeaway, but the Blue Raiders got a touchdown as well. And so a 22-14 halftime lead has grown now to 29-14 in favor of the visiting Cleveland Blue Raiders. We head to the fourth. The Admirals with some work to do, more work to do than they had at halftime. We're back in 1 minute with fourth quarter as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
35, Cleveland.
An 8-yard gain for Cleveland on the first play of the third quarter. Hard running by Brian Beard gets the ball to midfield. And so third down and about 5 yards to go. Beard breaks it left. He's got first down yardage as Farragut's Broda spins him down at the 40-yard line. A 10-yard gain off the left side. Beard's now got 115 yards, and Cleveland picks up a third down and yet another Service Street Auto Repair first down. It's 21st of the night. Ball on the Farragut 40 as Cleveland moves right to left. That's towards International Flair Jewelers, Blair House Antiques, and the Mike Dyer Agency. Lyndon Welch Way direction. Handoff, Beard up the middle from the 40. He's popped and dropped as Farragut had Bryce Thompson there, and also for Farragut, backer David Broda. 2-yard gain. Ball at the 38-yard line of Farragut between the hashes. Beard remains the back, standing off to the right of Adams, the quarterback. Adams takes the snap, has time, steps up, fakes the pass, got around the linebacker, has first down yardage down the far sideline. And so Adams with another Service Street Auto Repair first down on the scramble as he moves from the 38. We'll see where they mark it, 25, 13 yards.
Yeah, just a little scramble drill. He's really played well tonight. Take out the one bad interception to Collins.
14 yards, 39 yards rushing now for Adams. And he's thrown for 122 on an assortment of short completions. And so Cleveland now with a lead, not so much interested in going tempo, although the clock did stop going out of bounds. But you wonder if you'll see a change regardless of whether the clock's rolling or not. Handoff. I mean, you would obviously expect him actually to run it fast here because the clock's not running. But it was Jordan off the left side and moves down to the 20-yard line. That's going to be a 4.5-yard gain.
Beard checking back into the game to go to running back. Jordan goes to slot.
From the 20, second down. 5.5 yards to go on the cusp of the red zone here, where the Blue Raiders tonight are 3 of 3. Mentioned that Farragut's defense had been good in the red zone. It'll be Adams. They fake the jet. He keeps it coming left and picks his way down to the 14-yard line. So that's going to be a 6-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair first down.
That's another first down, Cleveland.
Ball set at the 15-yard line.
Little zone read. Adams yet again calls his own number, is able to weave his way through traffic for another first down.
The 22nd Service Street Auto Repair first down of the night. Service Street, your full-service independent repair shop. 6 convenient locations. Whether it's just a quick oil change or major repairs, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. So from the 14-yard line, clock rolling, 9:10 to play, and Cleveland leading here at Farragut 29-14 as the Blue Raiders will set up Szymborski off the left side. The handoff is to Beard, running left. And Farragut comes up, can't make the initial tackle at the 10, but it's Alley finishing him off. And that'll be
5-yard gain. Looks like they're marking him out right at the 10.
2nd and 6, Cleveland.
4-yard gain for Beard. 121 yards rushing tonight. 91 for Micah Jordan. 2nd down, 6 yards to go from the 10-yard line. As the Blue Raiders now on the near side hash. Empty set. Coming in motion is Davis. It'll be thrown over the middle. The tight end is open, or the slot man open. So Cleveland has just been fantastic on 3rd downs tonight. 5 of 6 this half, so 10 of 13 in the ball game. And in the red zone, they face 3rd down, 6 yards to go from the Farragut 10. 8:16 to play in this ball game. Davis stands off to the left of Adams, who takes the snap, throws right. Catch is made by Szymborski, and he spins off of 3 Admirals and gets into the end zone. Cleveland, I tell you, Farragut has played hard through the first 3 weeks, but tonight it just looks like Cleveland wants it more.
Yeah, I'm trying to be kind, Eric, but Cleveland wants it more. It feels like that.
You sort of have to wonder, is the emotional tank spent for the Admirals? Because you've had 3 weeks in a row where you've had to play 48 minutes solid football, and it's almost, are they just spent? Do they need?
Well, they're going to have an open date, but they're not going to go into it, it doesn't appear, with the momentum that they would like. Extra point is up and good by Bolaños after a 10-yard touchdown reception by Szymborski from L.J. Adams. That's, I believe, the first passing touchdown of the night. Yeah, first through the air for the Blue Raiders, and they pad their lead. They now lead 36-14 here at Farragut with 8:08 to go in our ball game. Back with a kickoff after this as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
When it comes to wings, everybody does know size does matter. No one knows it better than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Wings Etc. has the biggest, meatiest, award-winning jumbo wings in town. Choose from among 19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot habanero wall sauce. If you love wings and a whole lot more, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry-out, and to watch your favorite sports all year long. Wings Etc. Knoxville, official fifth quarter location for high school football and proud sponsor of Admirals.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
Back here at Farragut's Bill Claybo Field, it was one more time Charlie Noble on the kickoff return, and he gets it out to the 29-yard line, where Farragut goes back on offense looking for its first down of the second half. Went to the locker room trailing 22-14 after tying the game in the second quarter at 14 all, but since then it's been all Cleveland as the Blue Raiders with a couple of touchdowns here in the second half. Pass comes to Davila near side, thrown down the line, and Cleveland comes up and makes a secure tackle, and Davila is going to lose yardage, I do believe, back to the 26-yard line. 3-yard loss.
Yeah, tried to run the screen to the near side and not a lot doing. Lost, at least 3.
So back to the 26-yard line, 2nd down and 13, 7:37 to play. Farragut down 36-14, and it's going to be Duncan struggling forward and getting to about the 28-yard line. So a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Duncan under duress, didn't see anybody open, tried to tuck it, and did get a little positive yardage, but now here's Farragut trying to avoid still another 3rd and out, which would be their 4th in as many possessions this half, as they face 3rd down and 11 from the 28-yard line. Back to pass. Duncan looking, throwing. Farragut's got a man. It's Collins going up and making the catch at the 40-yard line. 12 yards and a Service Street Auto Repair first down to the far sideline.
Yeah, Landon had to play both ways tonight. He's been in at safety almost the entire game, played a lot of receiver, really talented, made a nice corner route catch.
Second catch of the night, totaling 32 yards for Landon. Fresh set for Farragut from the 40. Throwing down the far sideline, and that'll be broken up. His running stride for stride with Davila was Aaron Smith of Cleveland, and he breaks up the pass to bring up second down and 10.
Second down 10.
30 pass attempts tonight for Cam Duncan. He's completed 15 for 149 and a touchdown, 41-yard touchdown to Robbie Jacobs. Second down 10 from the 40. Hand off to Troy Lockhart, coming right, and Lockhart clears the 45, gets to the 46. Noah Gunter running interference out in front of him. And it'll be third down and 4 now.
Yeah, off right tackle.
Admirals lining up, going straight to the line.
6:15 to play. Lockhart remains in the offensive backfield off to the left of Duncan, who gets the snap from McNear, throws near sideline. Gunter blasted at midfield, but made the catch. And so that'll be a 4-yard gain and should be enough to move the chains.
Service Street, first down, adds on the little out route from the tight end.
So another Service Street Auto Repair first down, back-to-back for the Admirals after they had not picked one up on the first 3 possessions of the second half. From the midfield stripe, Duncan looks near side, throws, and it'll be through the hands of Robbie Jacobs. Region opener for both of these teams. Both came in 2-1, both coming off of tough losses. Cleveland falling at Walker Valley 20-14, and Farragut falling at West 38-31. Blue Raiders jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Admirals tied it up in the second quarter, but it's been 3 touchdowns since for Cleveland. Duncan can't find anybody open, now comes out right side and gets popped well out of bounds, it looked like. No flag.
Duncan keeps and runs for
Avery Hughes was awfully physical, escorting the quarterback out of bounds on the scramble.
5-yard gain that for Duncan. Brings up third down. 5 yards to go from the Cleveland 45-yard line. Duncan back to pass, being blitzed, throws, and Collins makes the catch at the 29-yard lines. Sailed it over the cornerback Davis, and Collins goes up. Unfortunately, hit the ground after making the catch, but the Admirals move the chains on another third down.
Yeah, he can make some miraculous catches with his leaping ability, speed, and length as he does there on another corner route.
17 yards to Landon Collins on that Service Street Auto Repair first down catch. Now they throw short, and it goes through the running back's hands, incomplete. Lockhart can't make the catch.
Second down, Admirals.
So second down and 10 yards to go. 5:11 to play. Clock stops with that incomplete pass. Farragut down 36-14. 1 2-point conversion tonight for Cleveland. That's how we got to 36. Farragut drops it off again to Lockhart. Same play, and they will say he's out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So a 3-yard gain, that'll bring up third down. Second catch of the night for Lockhart, totaling 7 yards, and Farragut now having picked up 3 third downs on this possession, trying to do so again. And we got a timeout being used by Cleveland. So the Blue Raiders use a timeout with 5:03 to play, leading Farragut 36-14 as the Admirals from the Blue Raider 25-yard line. Ball on the far side hash as Farragut moves left to right. That's towards Dixie Lee Junction. The Admirals mulling over a third down and 7 call here. As part of our post-game show, we will be selecting Blair House Antiques player or players of the game. So stay tuned for that. As part of our post-game show, we'll get a look at all of the final numbers, team and individual. Unfortunately, right now, those numbers favor the Blue Raiders. And scores of interest from around East Tennessee. certain things tonight over public address seem like speakers are turned up to 11.
Yeah, they've been pretty loud.
Every once in a while, it just overrides that crowd mic big time. So coming out of the timeout, Farragut from the 25. Duncan looks left, throws, and that's going to be, I believe, Gunter. Yes, Noah Gunter across the way makes the catch for a first down in the red zone at the 15-yard line.
Yellow out route to the tight end. Needed it on third down. Got it from Noah Gunter.
4 third down conversions on this possession. And Farragut using some clock, but they're in the red zone and have to capitalize. Had a turnover early in the second half. Could have been such a game changer, but Farragut couldn't do anything with it. Back to pass is Duncan. Throwing over the middle. Ball is caught. What a catch by Davila. He was well defended by Smith, but Davila jerks it away and scores from 15 yards out.
Yep, over the middle. Davila covered well. Cam holds it for a while, eventually throws it in tight coverage. Cam comes up with the ball to cut it to 2 scores.
Landis Davila with the touchdown reception, his 3rd of the year. 2nd touchdown of the night for Cam Duncan, meaning his 9th touchdown pass of the year. The snap's a little high. Noah Haig gets it down, and Ryan McHugh boots it through. So the Admirals do capitalize on the red zone trip. They're now 2 of 3 on the night in red zone opportunities. And this one, the 15-yard touchdown completion, Duncan to Davila with 4:49 to play. And the Admirals now trailing 36-21. Back with a kickoff after this as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
So the Admirals will attempt an onside kick. 0 of 1 last week on the first onside attempt of the season. Ryan McHugh with Farragut trailing 36-21. Good hop, and Cleveland came up with it, though. It was Szymborski able to cover it up right at midfield. So Cleveland from the 50 takes over with 4:48 to play. Pretty well done by McHugh. You just have to hope for maybe a little bit higher hop, but Cleveland able to cover it. And so the Blue Raiders, who drove 77 yards on their last possession, take over at midfield. Ball will be on the near side hash. First play of the second half from scrimmage was a fumbled pitch by Cleveland, but Farragut couldn't capitalize.
Everything for Cleveland tonight. It would not surprise me if he's not, filling up the water coolers and maybe even driving the bus back home as much work as he's put in tonight.
Made the first 3 hits on kickoff coverage. And so Cleveland slowing things down at this point, eating clock.
Finally.
4:10 to play. Ball at the Farragut 47-yard line. 2nd down and 7. As Sarton, the tight end, moves to the left and Beard runs behind him. Jack Alley whips him down at the 41-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 6 and very close to first down yardage.
They're calling it short for a 3rd down.
3rd down.
11 of 14 tonight on 3rd down are the Blue Raiders. So 3rd down and 1 from the 41-yard line. Admirals obviously have got to have a stop here. Cleveland will have Beard standing off to the left of Adams. They hand it off to Beard. He's got the first down. Alley makes the tackle, but not until he moves down to the 36-yard line, a 5-yard gain for Beard. And if Cleveland can hold on to the football, you kind of feel like that might be the final nail.
David Broda also in on the tackle for the Admirals.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen.
20,
Jones
24 first downs now as Cleveland picks up another third down. Service Street Auto Repair first down, number 24 of the night. Service Street, your full-service independent repair shop. 6 convenient locations. Whether it's just a quick oil change or major repairs, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. From the 36, Adams escapes to the right, throws deep downfield. Farragut will see Cleveland come back to the ball. Szymborski at the 1, and he will take it into the end zone. Just able to beat Farragut's pass coverage, back to the ball, adjusted to the underthrown ball, and Cleveland scores from 36 yards out. Adams extends the play, and Szymborski, the recipient of the touchdown pass, again after helping out his quarterback coming back to it.
Yeah, a little scramble drill, and L.J. Adams has played well tonight, and he finds his man. He goes up, makes a play for him as the Blue Raiders push it to 3-touchdown lead.
36 yards out, Szymborski on the receiving end from Adams, and now the extra point is up and good, and Cleveland leading 43-21 over Farragut with 2:33 to play in this ball game. Back with the kickoff on the other side as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
Admirals with a couple of players kind of colliding, going for that kickoff return. Robbie Jacobs then picks up the loose ball off the turf, heads to the far sideline, and is knocked out of bounds, I guess around the 24-yard line, we'll say. And so that's where Farragut will start. Maybe the 22, I thought. Yes, that's what they're going to put it down at the 22.
First down at the 22-yard line.
So Farragut from the 22-yard line, as Cleveland has hit a couple of touchdown passes on its last 2 possessions, both of them going to Szymborski. The last one, a bit of a scramble by L.J. Adams, underthrew the receiver, but it was one-on-one coverage, and the receiver looking back, able to adjust to the ball as the defender was kind of back-turned blind to it, and then dove into the end zone for his second touchdown in as many possessions for Szymborski. And it has been all Cleveland since kind of the midpoint, I guess, of quarter number 2 when they answered Farragut's second touchdown, which tied the game at 6:18, the 6:18 mark of the second quarter. Cleveland came back with a touchdown with 4:44, I believe it was, if I can read my handwriting, to go in the second quarter to lead 22-14. And since then, 3 touchdowns in the second half to 1, most recently for Farragut on its last possession. Landis Davila with a touchdown reception. Stepping up over the middle, Duncan throws, and that will be incomplete. I think the receiver perhaps broke off. Perhaps Owen Schuster broke off a little earlier than Duncan thought he would. Didn't sit down where he thought he would. So incomplete. Fortunate that that was not intercepted. And it'll be second down and 10 here for Farragut with 2:25 to play. Trailing Cleveland 43-21. Farragut moving left to right towards Valley Plumbing, VG's Bakery, and Miser Wealth Partners. Pass comes down the line to Collins. He bounces off one man, and Collins is going to be spun down by Beard. Who else? At the 24-yard line as Farragut picks up a tough 2 yards, third down and 8.
Yeah. Beard's going to earn himself a nice nap tonight. He has worked hard on all 3 phases of the game.
Collins with his 4th catch for 51 yards as Farragut from the 24-yard line, 3rd down, and they'll throw near side. Collins gets busted out of bounds here on the near sideline by Shropshire.
And it's a first down.
And so that's a 3rd down conversion, a Service Street Auto Repair 1st down as Farragut moves from, was the 28, I believe, out to the 33, 34, whatever. They'll go short again. This will be Drummy. He gets out of bounds at the 38. So that's a 5-yard gain.
I think Landon has found his role sort of in this offense to where he's now one of the major threats, to where it's sort of keeping the playing field even, that you can't focus on one side or the other with this wide receiver core.
Back to pass. Cam Duncan from the 37 being chased and going down back at the 30.
Duncan brought down the backfield by Lucas Simborski.
So that'll be Simborski on the play as Farragut from the 38 loses back to the 31, a 7-yard loss on the sack. And so here it's 3rd down again. As back to pass is Duncan. Has time, will throw deep, trying to get the ball to Burnett, and it's going to be tipped away as there were 3 Blue Raiders back deep, and I think it was Micah Jordan knocking the ball away.
Minute 02 left in this one.
So the Admirals will keep the offense on the field. 1 for 2 on 4th down tonight. This is 4th down. About 12 yards to go as Farragut needs the 43-yard line. From the 31, Duncan throws over the middle. Collins makes the catch at the 45-yard line, breaks loose to the 50, 45 now. He's stripped, and the ball's going to be picked up by Cleveland. Collins is going to be stripped at about the 38-yard line. The ball bounded down to the 32.
Then the ball is fumbled and recovered by Cleveland.
Isaiah Davis on the recovery.
First turnover of the night for Farragut. Collins fumbles after the reception. What was that, about from the 45, I think, guys? Do we know?
I believe so.
Yeah, where the play started.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland now from its 32. So that was 17 yards before the fumble went forward.
As Adams takes a knee with 50 seconds left to go here in the ball game.
2nd down, Cleveland.
Did Davis make the recovery?
Yes.
Davis on the recovery,
yeah. That's what I thought. So Cleveland from the 32-yard line takes a knee back to the 27. 24 seconds to play. They don't have to snap this. They did. That was weird.
I think the play clock might have been a little slow in getting reset.
That is the end of the ball game. Your score,
But that will wrap it up for tonight.
43-21. Cleveland comes in. We talked about it off the air, not so much on, I don't think. But you never like to be somebody's homecoming opponent. And Cleveland was the team tonight that played with a chip on its shoulder. And certainly the tempo at times, I think, caused Farragut some problems, but they just weren't crisp. There were balls that were dropped that normally are caught, and it just was not what we've come to expect, which has been a very sound team the first 3 weeks. Tonight they didn't necessarily look like themselves, and so Farragut is going to have an extra week to think about this. They'll go into the open date coming off back-to-back losses, and we'll try to get ready for the Bearden Bulldogs. That'll be a Thursday night game on September 21st. Meanwhile, Cleveland will be at Ray County next Friday night, and their next region game is not until October 6th, so they've got a couple of weeks here where they will play outside the region. Then they have their open date before their next region game is against Bearden. Cleveland finishes out with 4 straight region games, so they got a while to enjoy being atop the Region 2 6A standings at 1-0 after tonight's impressive 43-21 victory over Farragut. Our post-game report coming up. We'll get a look at the final numbers, both team and individual numbers, and select our Blair House Antiques player of the game, and also take a look at scores of interest from around East Tennessee. Stay tuned for that. Farragut falls tonight on homecoming to Cleveland, 43-21. Back in 3 minutes with a postgame as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Here at the Mike Dyer Agency, we know insurance coverage options can be overwhelming. That's why we partner with Nationwide to help you find the best protection for you and your family's needs. Give us a call today at 865-966-2111 to learn more. Or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike in Bearden and Farragut and North on Broadway.
There are sports pubs everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning wings and much more. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Yes, we have great wings, but there is a lot of etc. for everyone. Gourmet burgers, wraps, salads, subs, appetizers, and awesome food and drink specials. A great kids menu too. After the big game or anytime, Wings Etc. offers good food and great times. Wings Etc. Knoxville, the official location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals. Go Admirals!
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Price the rest, call the best at CRS Exteriors.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Kohl's Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
Hey folks, Gerald Edison with Ted Russell Nissan. Buy any new Nissan from us and you will receive a lifetime warranty. And that's a long, long time. If you can drive it, we can warranty it. Ted Russell Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty on Kingston Pike.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenoir City.
You're listening to West 105.
Welcome in to our post-game show from Farragut's Eddie Courtney Stadium, Bill Claybo Field, where tonight Cleveland